GPVWC 2020 is go!
Hello everyone and welcome to the round 15 on GPVWC Supercup. My name is Rodrigo Carvalho and today with Ewan and Gale we will show to you guys the round 15 in Austin, Texas, Circuit of Americas, COTA. In this season is amazing because you have a very, very battle for the championship with two guys, the German Leon Bock driving for the Razor GP, and the Italian Alessandro Quinteo racing for the Pescara team. And these two guys is very near on the championship, only 3 points of difference. But it's not only Bock against Quinteo. Today we have a lot of good guys here. We have Sven de Vries, we have Pedro Gomes, we have Frank Hamilton that still have chances to win the championship, but he needs basically a miracle. But we like to talk. Sometimes miracle happens. If you happen or not in these last 2 rounds in GPVWC Super Cup, we don't know, but we are here to show to you guys. So the quali already starts, the drivers is already on the track, and Ewan, hello. What do you think about this round today, and how are your talks? Talk everything for us today in this broadcast.
Well, it's hugely exciting as we get down to this part of the season. Obviously, it's the penultimate round of the championship, and Bock and Quintana are just slogging it out between each other. They have done all season long. And yeah, Leon Bock and Quintana were top in practice just shortly. So they're right on it tonight. But yeah, as you said, Frank Hammond's also got an outside shot at the championship, and also H2O Namiko is still in the team's championship just about as well. So still all to play for. And obviously you've got people like you said, Volborn, Klontz in there, Juntz in there, Sven de Vries is back. So plenty of people who can really mount a challenge, and plenty of people as well, your Galkas who've threatened to do quite a lot this season and got involved in some silly little incidents at the start of a race and really hurt the whole night. So it's a long night, 2 races. Keep yourself in race 1 and give yourself the best chance to get points across the 2 as you can.
That's exactly when these 2 rounds you'll be very, very excited. And by the way, let's go to the first guy that's starting lap. Is Pedro Gomes, the Portuguese driver for Malta Force. If I remember, he wins the race 2 in the Japanese Grand Prix in the last round. So he's a guy that we already shows a lot of pace, a lot of quickness. And the only guy with Leon Bock on the practice that make a lap on the 37. But let's see how he'll be the quali, how fast these guys can be on quali today. And Gomes now on the straight line. He opened the DRS 306 km per hour, very quick. His car today, very good performance for the Malta Force team. He and his teammate Dave Diant make a very, very good performance in the race 2 in Japanese Grand Prix on the last round. So let's see if Gomes can make the provisional pole and still with this pole position for a time today in the quali, because probably the times you will improving. At least we find will be the guy on the pole position today. Pedro Gomes make now the last corner on the track, according to the left, and open the DRS, crosses the line, 1:37.952. This is the provisional pole in the moment by Pedro Gomes. Second place now is Frank Hamming for Namako, 812 Namako with a 138.236. Also, we need to remember this last races of the Namako as a team called Namako in the championship, because next year they will be AM Engineering. So very exciting also for this transformation of Namco as a team for next season by Tom Voss, that is the team boss of the team. And by the way, still Pedro Gomes on the pole position, Hamilton in P2, Giuseppe Lino today in P3 because he's replacing Opecini because Opecini have a race ban after an incident in Suzuka the last round. So he's today on the P3 at the moment. P4 is Damian Cardas from Gale 82, and the P5 is the Supercup champion last year, Jason Muscat, that coming back now. He went to the championship after racing start of the season in Super League Lights, and it's a very good race. He's a former champion in Super Cup, and very good sign by Namco in those final rounds of the season. No?
Yeah, absolutely. Someone with plenty of experience, someone with plenty of speed to come in and try and push for that championship at the end of the season, and straight away into the top 5 as well. Very good lap from Pedro Gomez to start off, already 3/10 ahead of Frank Hamlin, who's no slouch. And there's already second between Gomez in first and Volborn and the Razor in 7th, which is big now. So whether there's traffic involved, there's a big gap at the start. Expect that to close up through the session.
And talk about laps, Leon Bock right now is finishing his lap and is a pole position, provisional pole by Leon Bock, 1:37.931. This is a provisional pole, a very near lap to Pedro Gomes, only 0.21 more faster. Amazing lap by Leon Bock. That is leading the championship right now for the Racing GP in the Drivers' Championship, and it's amazing. And also a very good job by Racing GP pick this guy because he started as an emergency driver. He do not have a team. He started racing for ST Racing, then he racing for Racing GP basically on the start of the season for now, and he's fighting for the championship. He is the brother of Yannick Bock, that is a former Super League champion. So a very good talent we're watching here. Probably we will see this guy on the better championships, the more difficult championships on next year. And also he win races in Super League Lights this year. So he's an amazing driver.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm absolutely convinced that we'll see him in Super League within the next few seasons. He's been quick in every car he's driven this season. And got up to speed nice and quickly. It really does show how good a lap that was from Pedro Gomez, that he's within 200ths of a second of Bock, when Bock and Quintai have been in a league of their own in qualifying all season long. So yeah, great effort. Still waiting for Quintai to do his lap. He's gone faster than Bock actually in sector 1 so far.
Yeah, and look, Giuseppe Lino is in front of Quinteo, and now he's a part of the straight line, Ewan. So basically, we can see here the teamwork of Pescara to help Quinteo to win the championship. And look how he picked the slipstream with the opener DRS to win time of that. So, and as I already see, Lino makes some races in this year in GPVWC Super Cup, and he's basically driving as a second driver, especially for Quinteo. So he's not kidding today in help Quinteo in everything. And look how Quinteo improves on the sector 2. 2/10 more faster than Bock, so probably you'll see a pole position right now. Is the last sector of the track. Quinteo makes down. Oh my goodness, look how the downforce in the car of the Quinteo. Now a corner to the left. It's a very tricky corner, easy to cut in this corner specifically. Now the last corner of the track. Opener DRS, crosses the line. Provisional pole by Quinteo, 1:37.796. I say again, 1:37.796. This is the provisional pole by Alessandro Quinteo. 1/10 more faster than Leon Bock's lap, but we still have 7 minutes to end the quality session. So probably this lap can be improved or not. The drivers still have a lot of chances to improve this lap, or even Quinteo improve his own lap today.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, just to go back over the rules, you're not allowed to escape to the pits and then rejoin the track. You've got to drive all the way back around. So properly by the book. Everyone will get one more lap in at least. But yeah, really good work from the Pescara guys. That's why they're top of the championship at the moment. They've been good all year as Gomez goes route.
Gomez make a big mistake, but for his lucky, he's near to the pit, so he go back to the pit stop to make another lap, but the fresh tires. Also, we need to remember top 10 needs to start the race 1 with the same tires they make the quali. as basically everyone uses the softer tires, they need to use the softer tires if they make the top 10 on the quali session. So for now, Quinteo P1, P2 is Leon Bock that will start his lap right now. P3 is Pedro Gomez. P4 is Frank Hammick that is finishing his lap. Let's see if Hammick can improve. He improved, but not good enough to improve a position. 138.001. 2 tenths more faster than his previous lap, but still 2 tenths more slower than Alessandro Quinteo. P4 is still for Frank Hammick, the Dutch driver for A12 Namaco. P5 is Giuseppe Lino that also will finish his lap right now, and Lino still improved, but also not good enough to improve a position. It's still P5, 138.077 by Giuseppe Lino, the driver number 2 for Pescara today. And Muscat also improved his lap, and he make very well his sector 1. He's P6 right now. The another driver for 812 Namaco is on the straight line part now, but since he does not have the slipstream to pick you, it'd be difficult to beat Quinteo's lap, because Quinteo basically have also the help of his teammate to make the best time possible on the quali, and we see that he lost a lot on the sector 2, 7 tenths more slower than Quinteo basically, so I think Muscat will not improve his lap right now. Also, we have another drivers that is proving his time. Let's go back to Leon Bock, because Leon Bock is making his lap right now, and he improved it on the sector 1 and 2. So let's see Bock, and he's on the final part of the track right now, and Frank Hammick spins in his front, but I think did not give problems to Leon Bock. That improved on sector 2, 0.47 compared to Quinteo. But let's see if he can make the pole right now. He make the last corner, crosses the line, and is a pole position by Leon Bock. Incredible. 137.676. 1 tenth more faster than Quinteo, basically 1 tenth and 1.20 more fast than Quinteo. What a lap by Leon Bock, and without someone giving a slipstream to him, Ewan. This is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. He had the distraction of Hammond spinning in front of him at the long right-hander as well. Andy didn't go faster in sector 3 either, so there's a little bit of time left on the table. Don't think he'll have enough time to get back out and get around. Can Kinsai now improve in that final sector to try and get one up on Bock?
And also talking about improving, Pedro Gomez was more faster than Leon Bock on sector 1. So let's see if Gomez also can make the magic and make the pole position. The Portuguese driver for Malta Force. Let's see the sector 2. Oh, he don't improve it. 2 tenths more slow than Leon Bock, so maybe he can improve his lap to avoid the guys. But he drifting right now on the corner, so I think Pedro Gomez will not improve right now his lap. Maybe it's better he go to the pits and try another lap, because it's still 3 minutes, so he still have time. And also Quinteo, he start now his lap. So let's see if Quinteo can improve his lap or not. So let's see Mr. Quinteo. First corner to the left. Very nice. So let's see now the most technical part of the track. Oh my goodness, look how fast it is Quinteo, how aggressive he attacked the curbs. And he have his teammate Giuseppe Lino in front of him. So Lino will give again the strip to him. He's improved on sector 1, but not enough to beat Bock. 0.03 more slow than Leon Bock for sector 1, but he's still on the catch. And he have now the slipstream by Giuseppe Lino on the straight line part of the track. So let's see if Quinteo can make this lap or now.
He's going to get traffic at the end of the straight, though. I think he's pulling out the way. Good driving.
Yes, good drive by Stone Stevens. And let's see if Quinteo can improve or not. The sector 2. And he improved it, but it's a near difference. 0.26 more faster than Leon Bock. So, all depends on this sector now.
He hasn't got anyone in front of him either, so he'll have nice clean air.
Yeah, but I think he make a little bit mistake on that corner, Ewan. But let's see if that will be not a problem or not. He needs to be perfect right now. And, oh my goodness, almost cut the track on the limits with Alessandro Quinteo. He makes now the last corner of the DRS, and he don't improve it. He struggles and don't improve it. Still P2, 137.882. So it's still Quinteo on P2 and 1 minute to end the quali session. I think chances of Quinteo improve is basically gone, Ewan Gale.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's that. Those two little mistakes at the end of the lap really cost him there. So second will be the best he can do. Bock, I can't imagine will have another lap, although actually he sort of had 3 minutes, so he might do. Here's Muscat, then let's see what Muscat can do. And Volborn as well needs to improve from 14th.
That's exactly. So Hamming will start now his lap. Leon Bock will start his lap right now. So let's see for the moment for Hamming that is have a little bit help of his teammate Jason Muscat from 6-3 on the first part of the track.
Volborn up to 6th, by the way. Volborn up to 6th, much better from Yanis.
Yeah, very good job for Volborn, and Razor GP needs that, especially for the Constructors Championship, to go to Super League Lights next year. So let's see. Leon Bock starts his lap. Also Frank Hamming. Hamming improved it. More faster than Bock on Sector 1. This is important to see. Maybe can Frank Hamming make the magic right here. So let's see. Let's see also Leon Bock if he can improve or not in Sector 1. And he improved it a little bit. Oh my goodness, Leon Bock is drifting on the track. But let's go back to Frank Hamming. Straight line part now for Frank Hamming, the Dutch driver. Can he improve or not on Sector 2? Let's see. The straight line part. His car made 300, 301, 305 kilometers per hour on the straights. Make the corner. Let's see if he can improve. And improve, but not good enough to beat Bock Sector 2. 1/10 more slower. But let's go back to Bock. Can Bock improve or not? His Sector 2. He picked his slipstream by his teammate Dennis Roburn, by the way. Hamming is making now the... Oh my goodness, look how the tires of Frank Hamming smoke. He is on the limit because he's the final chance. Oh my goodness, Hamming spins. Hamming spins. And Leon Bock don't improve his Sector 2, 1/10 more slower. So basically the chance of Leon Bock have a stolen pole position is gone because Frank Hamming, that was the fastest guy, spun. And Leon Bock will finish his lap. Let's see. Let's see if he can improve or not. I think he not improved because he lost on Sector 2, but he still finished his lap and he don't improve it. But he's still on the pole position for Leon Bock. So Leon Bock is the pole position for the United States Grand Prix in Kota today. So the top 10 will be Leon Bock, P1, Quinteo in P2. Again, these two guys that is fighting for the championship in P1 and P2. Pedro Gomes in P3, the Portuguese driver from Alta Force. Frank Hamming, P4. George Whitehouse in P5. What a nice lap by George Whitehouse. We're not talking about Whitehouse on the broadcast, but he made the P5 here, Gale. Very nice by the British driver.
Yeah, he just put the lap in right at the end. It was beautiful, and actually he lost a little bit of time out the final corner as he lit the rear tyres up. He probably could have got ahead of Hamming for P4 had he managed to get the traction under control. So, yeah, great lap from George. Much more like it.
As in Giuseppe Lino, that is the Pescara number 2 driver today in P6. P7 for Yanis Wolborn. P8 for the former Super Cup champion of last year, Jason Muscat in P8. P9 is Mano Clont. And P10 is Stone Stevens, the emergency driver for Crossfire that is racing these last rounds. He's a primary driver for Thunderdog in Formula Challenge and shows a very good pace right here for a rookie in the Super Cup. I think it's his second official race in Super Cup. And the boy is doing very well. He have a bit of bad luck in Japanese Grand Prix on last round. He was involved in an accident in the race 1 in Suzuka. So let's see if he can make a better performance or not. And what are your thoughts about this quali, Ewan? What do you think how this will affect the race 1 today, in your opinion?
It's interesting because there's a few people that I feel are out of positions. Van der Vries only 12th. Stevens, I think, has got more pace than 10th. David Yunt all the way down in 14th. And people like Philip Koenig, who's been fantastic in the second half of the season, is only 19th. So, yeah, plenty of improvement to be had. And Jack Nichols ahead of Scott Mitchell. Scott Mitchell's been pretty rapid through the season. So, Jack will be happy about that. We're going to have a great race. Kintai's got a bit of work to do, obviously, to get ahead of Bock. They're so close in the championship. They're going to be so close on track as well. They can't do anything stupid, though, and they know that they've got 2 races to get through, not just one. So don't do anything stupid and keep yourself in both races.
Yes, today, both guys need to be perfect, and mistakes now is not allowed. For if Leon Bock or Quinte wants to win the championship, they need to be perfect. Now is the warm up, 9 minutes to end the warm up session. We are back in on the end of the warm up. Okay, we can start. Okay, we are back to show the round 15 of GPVWC Supercup in Cota Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas. 3 minutes to end the warm-up, and the drivers make the last preparations for the track. For today, the race will be two races. The first race will be 28 laps. The second race will be 19 laps. Um, by the way, let's show to you guys how is the driver standings right now in the Super Cup. Leon Bock is leading the championship with 434 points. Just 3 points of difference for Alessandro Quinteo, that's in second with 431. Frank Hemming in third place for racing for Namac with 381. And then the two guys of Malta Force, David Yant and Pedro Gomez, with Yant with 213, Pedro Gomez with 200 points. Woburn by Razor GP in 6th position. Then we have Sven de Vries, Opecini in 8th place, Cardas in P9, and Menoclont by Cliff Hand in P10. His teammate Jordi Whitehouse in P11. His maker set racing start of the season, mid-season for Crossfire. Now he's racing Super League Lights in 12th position. Van der Voort for PB in P13 in the championship. Even Leonov by Satellite Racing, also in 14th place in the championship. Zubinski in P15 in the championship. Former Super Cup champion Jason Muscat in P16. Lexo, that is a primary driver for Nova in Formula Challenge, but also make a lot of races by Crossfire in Super Cup. Also he win the first race in the Super Cup in Australia Grand Prix in the 17th position with 69. Hoekstad had also raced for Crossfire this year in Super Cup in P18. He's a primary driver for AGP, if I remember, in Formula Challenge. Hister Pick in P19, he raced for Malta Force and Satellite with 64 points, and Galka for Gale 82 in P12. This is a 12 in the Super Cup Championship. We see these standings, Ewan Gale. You see how close in Bock and Quinteo, but Hemming still have chances. He needs a miracle to win the championship, but they still have chances. So you see how this championship is basically exciting, because you have a lot of drivers with a chance of winning those last rounds. You have 3 guys having more difficult chances, but they still have a chances. And Quinteo and Bock very, very near on the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that makes it more exciting is the fact that they're all together on the racetrack. You know, Hammond sat in P4, I think he is. You know, he's going to be looking at the other two, Kinsai and Bock, going into turn 1, hoping in the nicest possible way that they take each other out, because they need to make up so many points to take himself into Brazil in 2 weeks' time with a realistic shout at the championship. But really, it is the guys up the top, Bock and Kinsai. They're always up the top, like we said, all season long. They've got stunning pace, and it's why they're so far ahead. Look, 200 points to David Junt down in 4th. So yeah, I mean, all 3 have been great all season, and any one of the 3 really none of them deserve to lose. So yeah, it's good racing. It's what we want to see, and massive congratulations to all 3 for a great championship so far. Still got 2 races left, though, of course.
That's exactly, and also we need to remember, basically on the starts, we already see, Ewan, that Bock have a problem on the starts compared to Quinteo. Quinteo usually, even that he do not make the pole position, he beat Bock because he was better on the start, and then Bock tried, even with a better pace, he can't overtake Quinteo because it looks like Quinteo have a better car on the straight. So today, maybe Bock may have a plan for avoid that. He try to be more aggressive. What do you think that Bock will try today?
Well, there's a few things that might help Bock. Well, the first thing is that you can brake quite heavy into turn 1 because it's uphill in the braking zone. You can carry quite a lot of speed late into the corner, so he can have a lunge, and there's a few different lines through turn 1. Second thing is that of all the tracks in the calendar, it's not the longest run down to turn 1. Third thing is that there's plenty of overtaking opportunities in Cota. So compared to the other tracks that we've seen Buck lose position at the start and then struggle to get through, he has got chances tonight. So that'll help him. We know that he's not afraid to have a lunge, but we also know he won't do anything stupid. It's part of the reason why both of these guys are up the top of the championship. It's because they don't take any unnecessary risks. So, either of them, I think, will realise that second isn't a disaster tonight. Then go into the reverse grid race 2, pick up as many points as they can, and then just keep themselves in the hunt as they go into Brazil. Because if you get a DNF tonight, that's championship over almost.
Exactly, Ewan. So Bock, he needs to be calm today because he can blow everything, but also Quintero also can have everything. But you see now, because the formation lap starts, and let's go talk the starting grid for the round 15 of GPVWC Supercup in Kota, Circuit of America. So the pole position is Leon Bock, the German driver by Racing GP. Quintero, his rival in P2, is the battle for the championship, the Drivers' Championship. P3 is Portuguese driver Pedro Gomes that win race 2 in Suzuka last round. P4 is Frank Hamilton that still have chances, but just a miracle to Frank Hamilton now wins the championship. Can he make this miracle? We don't know. P5 is George Whitehouse. Nice quality by George Whitehouse racing for Cliffhanger. P6 is Giuseppe Laino for Pescara. P7 is Giannis Walborn for Razor GP. Another Pescara against Razor in the start of the race. P8 is former Super Cup champion last year, Jason Muscat for Malta, racing for Namaco. P9 is Mendo Clont. Tom Stevens, the rookie, in P10 for Crossfire. P11 is Damian Cardas for Hungary 82. P12 is Sven de Vries, American driver, racing home today for the American team Satellite also. P13 is Tom van der Voort. P14 is Dave Diant, and P15 is ended with Jack Nichols. Nice quality also by Jack Nichols, the driver for Roaring GP. His teammate Scott Mitchell in P16. Michał Galka, Polish driver for Gary 82 in P17. Craig Patterson for ST Racing P18. Philip Koenig for RTD, the only RTD car today, in P19. Ben Willis for PB Racing in P12. And the last position today, only 21 cars on the track, is Mark Fuller by ST. So this is the 21 cars for today. So how probably nervous is Bock and Quintero in this formation lap right now, Ewan?
I think Bock, like we said, with his previous stats, I think Bock will be a little bit more nervous, but obviously he's got the slim lead in the championship. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit like in football where you've got the cup finals are usually a bit more boring than the semi-finals because it's quite cagey and neither team wants to concede. Neither of these guys want to give an edge to either of the other. And it'll probably be a bit more safe than attacking. So expect an edgy race, I would imagine, with neither driver really wanting to make a mistake. And then you've got Gomez and Hammond in behind who have nothing to lose, really.
So now the first car is starting to put the car on the mark. You can see Leon Bock and Quintero put the car on the mark right now to wait the start of the racing. The last car, Mark Fuller, you put now his car on the mark. So we'll start the racing now. 21 cars for today, 28 laps in Circuit of Americas. Let's waiting the start of the red lights. 1, 2, 3 lights, 4 red lights, 5 left rights, and starts the race. A nice start for Quintero, but block him. Leon Bock blocked Quintero, but Quintero put the car inside. Let's see. Oh my goodness, what an amazing start by Quintero. Oh, a crash. Giuseppe Laino was involved. Also, another car was involved in this crash, but Laino basically jumped to going down to the last position on the track in the incident that someone touched him. Who touched Laino? Let's see on the replay what happened. Because oh my goodness, it was Giannis Walborn. Giannis Walborn touched Laino, and because of that, Laino lost a lot of position and need to make all again. So now, Leon Bock in P1, Quintero P2, Gomez in P3, Hemming P4, Whitehouse in P5 is a top 5 right now in the race. They go to straight line part right now. Let's see if you can see some moves, some overtake moves right now. Oh, I see a battle for the P11. Don van der Voort against Cardas. Let's see if Cardas can make the move or not. I think he will not try a dive bomb, or maybe he will try dive bomb. Ooh, no, he don't try it. He prefers to stay behind. So nothing. No. Oh, and Giuseppe Lino starts to attack. He already overtake Mark Fuller for the P12. So what are your thoughts about this start? What a bad luck for Giuseppe Lino on the starts.
Yeah, terrible luck because he's got plenty of pace, and I guess now he'll be able to show his overtaking prowess. But yeah, terrible luck for him, and obviously that will hurt his tyre life as well as we get further into the stint. Bock and Kintyre, I told you they'd take it easy, didn't I? No chance. Bock really squeezed Kintyre. I don't know whether they made a bit of contact in the braking zone, but score one to Bock. That's how you keep Kintyre behind. Let's see what happens now through the rest of the race.
Basically, Bock already know that Quinteo usually have better start, so Bock was on the mission that was to block Quinteo, to avoid Quinteo to pick the position, because Bock probably is confident that he have a better pace than Quinteo. Also, Bock have a clean air, different than Quinteo, that have the dirty air of Leon Bock in his front. So let's see how this race is still going, because it's still on the start. It's still the second lap of the race. So it's still Quinteo and Bock on the P1-2, Quinteo P2 with Gomes P3, Hamilton P4, and his teammate Jason Muscat in P5. So Whitehouse was overtaken by Jason Muscat. And also Muscat starts to be more aggressive than Frank Hamilton. He has his teammate Hamilton on the front. Muscat will try to overtake Hamilton, or will try to help Hamilton for the championship. I don't think so. Looks like Muscat will make the move, yes, without any hesitation for Hamilton, so he gives the position to Muscat be on the P4 right now.
Well, they have to, because if Muscat's got the pace and Lino's way down the field after the sprint of the first lap, it's a good opportunity for H2O Namco to claw some points back in the championship and also fend off Razor in the hunt for a Super League Lights berth next season. So good, Hamilton hasn't got that much of a chance in the championship, so I think securing where they are in the team championship is more important at the moment. Really close and dicey down the bottom of the top 10 look is Volbon, Klont, Van der Voort, Stevens, Cardas all in a line as Van der Voort goes up the inside of Menno Klont into the final corner. It's a good move as well. He'll probably have the inside line into turn one, and that'll be a done deal, you would think.
What a move at Van der Voort, but it looks like Menno Klont also having Stone Stevens, the rookie Stone Stevens tries to attack from outside, but no. He can't make the move, so Menno Klont in P10 right now, Van der Voort in P9. What a start by Van der Voort. And also, what a start by Sven de Vries, Ewan, because Sven de Vries is now in P7.
Yeah, absolutely, and I've got a feeling that might have been helped by the Volbon Lino contact as well as the field bunched up, because if de Vries managed to find a bit of a gap on the outside, then he would have missed all the carnage as Lino turned around. So, but yeah, good for de Vries. Bit of a gap up to Whitehouse now. Going back to start as well, I think Gomez actually had the better start because he was stuck out on the outside, and both Bock and Kinsai went narrow and deep into the corner. It sort of blocked him off, and he couldn't do anything about it.
Yes, and by the way, the fastest lap from the track right now is from Leon Bock with a 139.020. He is still on the P1, almost 1 second of difference than.
Sorry, Van der Voort passed Volborn as well. Van der Voort passed Volborn, so Van der Voort's really flying.
The Dutch driver for PB is really flying on the track. Oh my goodness, almost that Volborn make a dive bomb. He locked his brakes on that corner. It looks like Volborn is struggling a lot. Maybe he have a damage on his suspension because of the incident with Giuseppe Lino. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like he don't have any downforce. But looks Menno Klont start to attack. But don't make the move right now. But oh my goodness, what a very good apex by Menno Klont. Put the side by side with Janusz Volborn. Both have the DRS.
Look at Stevens. Look at Stevens.
We'll be a 3 wide. So Stevens also will try it. And oh my goodness, how close these cars are. Oh my goodness, by the steel Volborn on the front. Oh, that was amazing. All drivers be very respectful in a 3 wide. That's good to see. That was the show we want to see in GPVWC.
Yeah, the skill level showed by all three then was absolutely fantastic. Right on the level, on the limit of adhesion. Absolutely brilliant not to hit each other. So went 3 wide through the final corner and into turn one. Brilliant. And Volborn hanging on there. So he's definitely struggling through the final sector, though. He's definitely got something wrong with that car, because the lap before as well, he bunched everyone up, and you can tell how bunched this whole pack is all the way down to Craig Patterson in 17th.
And by the way, straight line part out, DRS open, and Tom Stevens will try to make a move against Clone. Oh my goodness, Clone closes the door. They hit the car, but Stevens makes the move. So Tom Stevens now in P10. And now his next victim is Yannis Wolborn. And Wolborn is really struggling on the sector 3. So maybe Stevens will try to make the move. He's trying to be aggressive. He's trying to make points. Oh my goodness, almost Wolborn loses the here on the car. You see that, Ewan? You see how the car of Wolborn is not good enough for today. He's struggling a lot.
Yeah, he's wide at every single corner, and that's why he's losing so much time. You see the gap already, 3 seconds up to Van der Voort. So Stevens will be right up his rear through the final corner, then open the DRS and try and do what he did in the last lap, this time make it stick though.
And he opened the DRS, but inside, can he make the move against Wolborn? And break, and he makes the move. So now Tom Stevens P9, Wolborn P10, and Wolborn is a bad situation because we have a lot of cars near to him. Clone, Cardas, Dave DeYoung, Galka. He's a big train, you can see, for the P9 right now. But with Tom Stevens now overtaking, probably now Tom Stevens will be more near to Van der Voort because Wolborn is still closing the door for Clone and Cardas. Go back to the P1. The difference from Quinteo and Bock is 1 second and 6 tenths. Bock is flying on the track. Quinteo in P2, Gomes in P3 is the top 3 guys right now. Then Hamming on P4, Whitehouse in P5, and something happened with Muscat because Muscat now in P7. What happened with him? Someone spun, he lost control of the car because he lost a lot of positions right now.
Yeah, he shouldn't be down there, so clearly something's happened. He's right behind De Vries as they go side by side, Clont through, and Cardas looking to follow into the hairpin.
My goodness, man, Clont makes a move against Wolborn, and now Wolborn tries to avoid the move by Cardas. But Cardas put the car inside, and what a move by Daniel Cardas! But Wolborn still make a better apex on the exit and still on the position. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely, and Cardas hung it all the way around the outside through the hairpin to set that up as well. So great racing again from these guys. They're not making any contact so far. And it'll be a slam dunk though into turn 1 surely with the DRS for Cardas. And Wolborn's clearly got something wrong because he's faster than this. We know he is. So it's a shame for him.
Wolborn, by the way, he cut on that corner. By the way, you see that basically the tires of Wolborn is gone easily compared to other guys. And also the guy behind him, Cardas, using harder compound. So you can see that basically the soft tires of Wolborn is already gone. He destroyed his tires basically in 5 laps. Wow. He have some problem on his car probably. And by the way, Bob still on the top, leading the race. Quinteo still in P2. We can see that Bob have a better race pace than Quinteo right now. And also Pedro Gomes in P3. The 3 guys fighting for the win today. They are very near to each other. Basically, the difference is 1 second to each driver. Then the difference from Hamming and Gomes is basically 6 seconds. Frank Hamming is struggling to pick on the same pace as these 3 guys right now. Whitehouse in P5, Van der Vries in P6, Muscat in P7, Van der Voort in P8, and Van der Voort already near to Muscat and Van der Vries also, and he's flying also on the track to drive for PB Racing. Tom Stevens in P9, Menacont now in P10, and Wolborn in P11. Wolborn still on the front of Daniel Cardas. Cardas can't make the move against Wolborn.
No, we were just on board with Cardas. We were, and he's able to hit so many more apexes than Wolborn. Wolborn really can't get the car turned in, so there is something wrong. We don't know what it is, whether it's the tyres have just burnt themselves out, but he's got plenty of speed down the straight at the moment. It's keeping Cardas behind. So, bad news for Cardas on those harder compound tyres. Really needs to get through to make his race strategy work.
And by the way, Cardas almost hit the back of Wolborn because Wolborn basically braking more early because you can see that Wolborn have a problem on his car. So, and look at how Cardas have a better grip, but he can't make the move against Wolborn. And dirty air is so much. Probably, oh my goodness, Cardas almost tried the move. He tried to make Wolborn make a mistake. Look how Cardas is aggressive against Yannis Wolborn. He put the car in one side, he put the car in the other side. He tried to make any moves. So let's see now the straight line, because this is the battle for now. It's the battle for the P11. It's Giannis Wolver, it's Damian Cardas, and also have Deviant behind.
I've never seen anyone make a move into turn 7 before, but what he's done is he's cost himself the chance down the straight, and actually, if anything, he's got to be careful of Davidian behind. So, yeah, getting a bit frustrated, I think.
He probably is very frustrated because he can't make the move, and he knows that he have a better car right now. And probably he's be more frustrated because he see that Menaclonks is basically be going lap by lap, and he have the same pace, and he can't make the move against Wolver. And Wolver still closing the door for Cardas. And also have Yant and Galka and Pedersen and Koenig, a lot of guys behind. And by the way, Joseph Lano now in P17, and he already on the same train as these guys.
Yeah, the problem is they're already 10 seconds down from Van der Voort, who only made the move about 4 laps ago, so they're losing so much time in this train.
So, we're already Wolborn. Cardas tried to make a move, tried to put the car inside. Oh my goodness, Wolborn make a big mistake, they hit the cars. Oh, that was dangerous. Basically, Giannis Wolborn make a little bit drift on the end of the corner. Maybe his tire is locked he make that, and you can see when Wolborn is driving on the limit because he don't have any tires. Probably he wants so much to go to the pits, but if he go now, he will lost a lot.
Yeah, he's doing so well to stay in that 11th position. David Jint almost dropped it out of turn 1 as well. That's why he's got Michel Galka all over the back of him. But yeah, as soon as you get too close through that snake section, you lose so much downforce you can't follow the car in front. So that's why Jint's able to get ahead of Galka in the same way that Volborn managed to create the gap on Cardas a lot before.
Yeah, in another straight line park for Cardas, will clear the OS, but probably not make the move against Wolver right now. So let's see if he can make a sector 3. That sector 3 is the sector that Wolver most have problems. Oh my goodness, Cardas locked a little bit. His tires also, he needs to be careful because he uses a different strategy. And Wolver still blocks the way for Cardas. So Cardas still behind. And let's go back to the battle for the P1. The difference is decreasing. It's decreasing. Quinte starts to be more quick. The last lap, Quinte looks like more faster than Bach. The difference now is 1.4. He's still very near to Leon Bock. And also Pedro Gomez in P3. And Hamming in the difference for the guys on the front for Frank Hamilton in P4 now is 10 seconds basically. 10 seconds to Pedro Gomez to Frank Hamilton. That's the difference from these 3 guys today to the guys on the back. It's basically another level here, Dave.
Yeah, the 3 up front are absolutely flying, and fair play to Gomez, who's following the top 2. But I think Kinsai lost a lot of time in the final sector on the last lap. I was keeping an eye on the times all the way through that lap, and Kinsai actually got to within about 4.5 tenths of Box. So must have made a mistake to lose out on DRS down the main straight. But I think he's back within a second now, so it's going to get close up the top very soon, I think.
Yes, and also now we can see a battle for the P6. It's Jason Muscat, former champion of Supercup, against Sven de Vries. And my goodness, let's see if Muscat can make a move or not. Oh my goodness, how aggressive is Muscat on the entry of the corner. He put the car, make a zigzag behind of Sven de Vries to choose what part he will try to make a move. But still Sven de Vries on his front, blocking the way. But he has a battle that we need to see, because in a few laps maybe. And also the pit stop strategy, maybe what lap these guys will try to make a pit stop, Ewan, maybe lap 11, maybe lap 12.
Yeah, I don't think we're far away at all. It's only a 28 lap race. I imagine lap 12 you'd be able to push the medium tyres a little bit longer. So yeah, lap 12 is what I would be aiming for. Interestingly, Volborn's managed to find a bit of speed. He was personal best in the first sector, and if you have a look at Volborn, Kardash and Yunt, they've pulled a little bit of a space out ahead of Galka, so or a bit more space than they did have. So that's interesting. And Kardash all of a sudden nowhere near Volborn down the main straight.
Yes, exactly. And still Wolver in front of Cardas. Wolver can handle that, having with some problems on his
spin, Galka's round at turn 1.
Oh my goodness, Galka is fun, and also looks like some drivers involved with that. Let's see on the replay what happened to Galka.
It's Lino. His Lino's gone deep into turn 1 and come and hit the rear left of Galka, and it gave Koenig nowhere to go. Basically, Koenig got caught up as well.
Yeah, mistake by Giuseppe Lino that tried to make a move against Koenig, and because of that he lost his basically the apex and hit. And also Koenig have a bad luck also because when Galka spun, he spun with Galka. So Koenig and Galka have a bad luck on that, and Giuseppe Lino probably will receive a penalty for that. And this is bad for Pescaro, especially for the next round in Brazil.
Contact as well down into the hairpin. Cardas up the inside of wall when they both gone wide.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. So basically now Cardas try to be more aggressive, but Wolber closes the door and they hit the car, and also Cardas need to be careful because David is very near to him. So the battle for the P11 is on fire because Wolber tries to defend this position all the costs, and look how Cardas is near to him. Basically, Cardas now have the power for try to make a move, but Wolber tried to continue on the front. Oh my goodness, look the difference of the car, difference of downforce. You can see that Cardas have a better car, but he can make the move. But maybe now he can make the move. Let's see. He tried to put the car inside. Oh my goodness. And
look how late Wolber was on the brakes.
Oh, but Wolber is still on the front. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Basically, Cardas tried to put the car most inside possible to take the position, but Wolber, even with the problems, can be on the front. Probably Cardas is very angry right now, even because he knows that they have a better car, but he can't make the move. He can't make the move.
Oh, move up at the front. Kintai's gone round Bok. Kintai's gone round Bok at the hairpin. That's P1 for Kintai. Game on in the championship.
Oh my goodness, we are lost an important battle for the P1, and Quinteo overtakes Bok on the outside. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and
So
Bok almost
now
lost
is
it under braking as well.
Oh, maybe something happened with the car of Bok. We see that his teammate Wolber have some problems, and Bok go to the pit. So the pit strategy starts. Leon Bok to the pit stop. Quinteo still on the track. We can see that maybe the tires of Bok is already dead because he was very easily overtaken by Quinteo.
Yeah, and he was down the inside, and he it looked as if he locked the rears up. He almost went into Kintai. So that will just give him a bit of time, undercut him, maybe get back out in front.
And also Jason Muska going to the pit, so the pit stops window already starts. So Leon Bok now exit the pits in the P9. So P9 for Leon Bok right now. Muska already still on the pits. So the leader now is Quinteo with Pedro Gomes in P2, Hemi in P3, Whitehouse P4, Van der Vries P5, Van der Voort P6, Stevens P7, Trump P8, Leon Bok in P9 right now, and Cardas P10. This is the top 10 right now, so Cardas make the move against Wolber in the end. So Cardas now in P10, Wolber in P11. So now Wolber needs to be careful because maybe they've to be the next guy that try to make a move, but still Wolber very near to Cardas. He's still trying to make something.
Cardas learnt his lesson from the lap previous, broke a little bit later and just hung Volbon up to drive Volbon had to go off the track. And actually Yunt almost got ahead of Volbon for P11 as well. So good driving from Cardas, and he can try and make a gap now as Volbon tries to hold everyone else up.
And we need to remember also Cardas on the second stint, he will have softer tires, so probably you can see Cardas make a lot of moves on the end of the race, but now Wolber tries to make the move. It's Wolber that tries to make. He put the car outside on Cardas. They hit a little bit the side by side, but still Wolber side by side with Cardas, and Wolber makes the move. So Yannis Wolber makes the move, even with problems on the car. So now Wolber in P10, Cardas are again in P11. My goodness. And by the way, Quinteo go to the pit, Pedro Gomes go to the pit. Let's see if Leon Bok can make the overcut or not after losing the position to Quinteo in the track. So Quinteo is exiting the pit right now, and
could be close.
Oh my goodness, side by side, and Leon Bok makes the move. Oh, incredible! Leon Bok makes the overtake in the pit.
Oh, they got Wolbon off. Wolbon big off.
Wolber and Cardas, both with a problem on the car. Cardas without the front wing. And Woburn, let's see Woburn. Woburn are also without a front wing, but they still on the track. They will still try to put the car on the pit stop. But let's see on the replay what happened to that. To that, we see that both was very very aggressive, battling with each other. And on the replay, Cardas, was a Cardas mistake. Cardas braking too late and hit the back of the Woburn and make Woburn hit the wall. And what a very big crash by Woburn. He basically he flying over the wall, but he still have a luck to be damage that is possible to be. So now Cardas and Woburn need to go to the pit without a front wing. What a drama for these two guys.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it was a little predictable. Obviously, Cardash would have been getting so frustrated, especially having waited so many laps to make the pass, only to be re-overtaken. So, yeah, you could see that coming. They were close on most laps, and law of averages dictates that every now and again you're going to have cars collide when you've got 21 on the track racing hard and mostly fair.
Yeah, and by the way, Quinteo overtakes Bok on the track, Ewan. But also Quinteo see again his rival for the championship in his front after a pit stop. So also always frustrated for Quinteo because he had the lead. He take the lead from Bok on the track, and now he see again Bok in front of him after the pit stop.
It's hugely frustrating, but he's got to have the patience to realise that he has got basically a lap extra life on those tyres. So he'll have that advantage at the end of the race as long as he doesn't ruin them sat behind Buck, especially through Sector 1 and Sector 3, where all of the technical twisty corners can really ruin the tyres. So if he can keep a level head, he'll know that he's got the advantage in about 10, 11, 12 laps time.
Yes, and by the way, now is the DRS part, and Quinteo opened the DRS. Let's see this battle for the P1, because Quinteo is very new to Leon Bok, but both now have fresh tires. So let's see if Quinteo or Bok will win the race. Who will win this race? Because both guys is very new to each other, and Quinteo overtakes Bok on the track, and then Bok goes to the pit first, and Quinteo makes an undercut and picks the lead again from Quinteo. So this is the battle, the two rivals battling for the championship, very new to each other, and also they need to be careful because if they make a big mistake, basically they give the win to Pedro Gomes, the Portuguese driver that is very new to these guys. Gomes do not have the pace to be very new, but he's make a very good performance today, because just 2 seconds of difference. He's the only guy that is basically today on quota on almost same level as these two guys on the front.
Yeah, and to be honest, he's been the closest to them most of the second half of the season. He's just had some poor luck, whether it be a disconnect here or an accident there. I think he had an accident at Spa, I remember, when he was looking really fast. So, yeah, plenty of speed for Gomez. He's not quite close enough to do anything at the moment, but he's definitely closer than everyone else. It's not even close. Yet to pit. He's 12 seconds down in fourth, and then Hamlin has pitted. He's 15 seconds down. Interestingly, the leader of the guys on the medium tyres, or started on medium tyres, is Scott Mitchell, who's now in P6. Obviously, he'll have to pit. His teammate Jack Nichols is just coming into the pits now. But yeah, interesting that Cardash Wallborn crash has really switched how that alternate strategy is going to work, and let's see what Scott can do when he goes onto the soft tyres shortly.
That's exactly. By the way, still Bok and Quinteo very near each other on the P1, P2. Is the battle for the P1 for Bok and Quinteo, two guys that is driving for the championship. And P3 is Pedro Gomes, the Portuguese driver, also that is very near. Let's see a battle for the position. You can see Mitchell against Whitehouse for the P6. Scott Mitchell is very new to George Whitehouse. Also, Muscat against Van der Vries is still a battle. For now, is from the P9. Both go to the pit, and De Vries in the front of Jason Muscat. And also is an exciting battle for the position today. Van der Vries that is racing in his home today in United States. He's an American driver, American-Dutch driver in GPVWC that is very experienced in racing a lot of years in the league and shows very good results. He's a veteran. Also, Muscat is a veteran. He's a former Supercup champion last year that he was driving for Zederic, that is a team now in Super League Lights. So also you have a battle for the P11. Koenig against Van der Voort, and Koenig have a worse start than Van der Voort. So Van der Voort, of course, have the better car, but he can't make the move. So it's still Koenig on the front of Tom Van der Voort, the driver for the PB Racing. Tom Parker is his team boss. Probably very happy for watch that Van der Voort can make very good races now. Usually he's improved a little bit on the sector part of the season. And he's showing now, trying to make a move against Koenig.
Just inside to the outside of Leon Bock into the hairpin, and he gets it done. Lead for the Pescara driver again.
So again, Quinteo makes a move, but looks like Bock not give up. But Quinteo on the front. So again, we win. Quinteo makes a move against Leon Bock on the track. So probably Bock now thinking, what wrong I made for today, because why this guy have so many pace as me on the race? Because I make the pole position, I make all the things correctly today, but I see that this guy again overtaking me on the track. So something wrong, I made it. So probably Bock's mind now is a bit tricky, you know, because he see that his rival for the championship overtake him and shows a lot of pace.
Yeah, I mean, looking through the season, I don't know whether it's how they set up the car, but Pescara have always been fast in straight lines, so expect Bock to stick pretty close through Sector 1 and Sector 3, but as soon as they get straight line, I'd be amazed if he managed to get back through, because there's so much pace in the straight line for that Pescara. But, you know, don't panic too much. Make sure that you defend from Gomez. Don't do anything stupid. Still in the championship, obviously. This will help Quintai get level. Actually, might take the lead if he wins this race. But there's a second race tonight as well, and then 2 more to go in Brazil. So nothing stupid. Bock right close, and Quintai a bit of a shake through onto the straight.
See now, because Bock have the DRS open against Quinteo. Also, Pedro Gomes have the DRS, but he's not very close enough to try something. Let's see if Leon Bock. Oh my goodness, Quinteo locked a little bit his tires on the heavy braking. Looks like Quinteo is braking more later to avoid that Bock can make some dive bomb against him. It's a very, very smart move by Quinteo, Ewan. But also he needs to be careful, because maybe the tires can be a bit sticky and struggle a little bit on the final laps if he continues to make that.
Well, exactly. You know, he's got the tyre advantage, like we've said. Now Bock's going to be stuck behind his car, so that's even more punishment for Bock's tyres in the dirty air. Don't do anything yourself, like a locker, to hurt your tyres towards the end of the race. Just take it calmly, you know. Do you know what I mean? There's no need to panic at the moment. You've done the hard bit. Settle back into a rhythm. Control the race from here. Like I said, get yourself into race 2 with a win.
So this lap, Quinteo and Bock make a 40.3, and Gomes, that is behind, make the best lap than both with a 40.1. The other guys on the track made 40.8, 41.0. So basically, Quinteo, Bock, and Gomes today is on another level. It's 3 guys fighting for the P1, and as we see, Bock make the pole position, start on the front, lose the position to Quinteo on the first stint, and on the second stint he lose again to Quinteo. So Bock is basically on a drama today, because he knows that he needs to be perfect on these last 2 rounds in Supercup, and he sees that his rival Quinteo start to show a lot of pace, and on the part now on the DRS, basically his difference to Quinteo is basically 8 tenths. So this is how Quinteo is fast on the sector 2. Oh my goodness, Quinteo almost make a mistake right now. So Quinteo also needs to be careful, and Gomes start to be more close and more close. We'll see. Maybe Gomes can be the winner of that if Bock and Quinteo try to make something risky, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gomez is in position as well, where he can make a lunge if he can see second position or first position on the cards as well. You know, he's got nothing to lose really. So he is the cat amongst the pigeons for the guys up front. Quintai looks as if he's got the measure of Bock at the moment. Bock can't get close enough to make a move into the hairpin. But as you said, a few little mistakes starting to weak in for the Pescara through the hairpin. Find it so fascinating. We've got 2 drivers who are pretty much neck and neck in the standings, pretty much neck and neck in every qualifying session. You watch the lines that they take, they're completely different. They're completely different driving styles, especially through the hairpins. Bok takes a much tighter line, Kintai uses a much wider line and uses a bit more of the track. And yet they're constantly together on the road. Absolutely fascinating.
Yes, and this last lap, Quinteo was more fast than Bok and Gomez. So, and Quinteo also started to push a lot, but another part of DRS for Bok, but I don't think so that Bok can have a chance to overtake or not. Let's see the difference of speeds. Let's see, compare both. Quinteo right now, the straights make without the DRS, he make a 304. So 304 kilometers per hour by Quinteo without the DRS. You can see how this fast his Pescara car on the straights. And not only in this round, it's basically all season. All season we can see that Pescara uses a car without downforce and more fast on the straights compared to the Razor GP.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been all season long, and I mean the one that sticks out in my mind was Canada. I'm sure he had, I can't remember who it was, but he had someone right on his rear wing all race long, and they just could not get through because he had so much speed down into the final chicane in Canada. So looks as if it's going to be a similar thing here. Bok looks quick enough to challenge him, and then all of a sudden they get to straight, and Kinzai's got enough in the bag. So it's probably why Giuseppe Lino's managed to get back up to 12th as well, because he's got enough speed in that Pescara to make a move.
Yes, and now is lap 28 laps to go, and Quinteo is still on the 14.1. Bok make now a 40.2. Gomez also 40.2. So Bok starts to struggle to be near to the pace of Quinteo. We see that Bok try to be near to Quinteo to make a move. He don't give up, but it's difficult. Quinteo today have the superiority on race pace compared to Leon Bok. So let's see also another situation on the track. Oh my goodness. Let's see the top 10. The top 10 right now is Quinteo P1, Bok P2, Gomez P3, Hamlin P4, Whitehouse in P5, Van der Vries in P6, Muscat in P7, Van der Voort in P8, Stevens in P9, and Clont in P10. I don't see any battle for the position right now, so we can stop that. The race now is basically more calm now compared to before, Ewan. But
yeah,
we still see that Bok's trying a lot to be near to Quinteo.
I think Sven de Vries is just making the move on George Whitehouse into the hairpin at the end of the straight. A bit of a lock-up, and that's going to allow Whitehouse to do the under-over. Now around the outside, Whitehouse to try and keep a position, and he keeps it, so that's P5 for Whitehouse.
Yeah, still Whitehouse on P5, and Van der Vries started to push a lot to try to make a move today. And what a race by Van der Vries, and he don't start on top 10, but already on P6 and almost on the top 5 for the race today. But also we need to remember the pole position for the race 2 is reversed in a sorting top 6 to top 10. So maybe it's better for the Vries still in this position, because maybe he can pick the pole position for race 2 and have a good chance of winning. So, and by the way, the Gomez and Bok still behind Quinteo. Bok trying everything, but Quinteo is superior today. He tried, but the difference of speed in the car with Quinteo is surreal. He's fasting a lot on the straights. Bok trying even with the DRS, but he can't put the car side by side. And also Quinteo, even with that, is still more fast on the track at all. So Bok now is a drama because he tried to be more quick, but he can't against Quinteo on the track.
No, but what is impressive is that these three on sort of half-stint medium tyres is still lapping faster than the guys who have just pitted for brand new softs. And you know, Scott Mitchell, Michel Galka, Koenig have not been that slow this season. So, you know, to be faster than those guys is incredible.
So, sorry, Ewan, but a battle for the P5, and now Van der Vries makes the move against George Whitehouse. So now it's Van der Vries in P5, Whitehouse in P6, but a move by Van der Vries, no hesitation, put the car inside and makes the move. Sorry, Ewan, you can continue what you talk, but we don't lose this opportunity right now of an overtake on the track.
No, absolutely, and there's a lot of Muscats that close right up to the back of both of them as well. So, yeah, getting very close to P5, 6 and 7 on track. Yeah, no, just saying that it just proves how quick the top three have been, that they're faster than the guys on softs, on new softs. yeah, really incredible by those three.
And by the way, now White House have a Muscat try to make a move against him, so White House needs to be careful. Looks like White House don't don't have a good pace with the hard compounds because he was very quick on the soft ones, but now on the more hard compounds, Ewan looks like he don't have the pace as guys like Spencer Vries and also Muscat to continue on the with these tires.
No, of course, and you know these tires do change the balance when you go from the soft to the harder compound. So yeah, something's clearly not working for George. He's still not doing terribly badly, man. He's not lapping too badly. So obviously a bit of a slower lap last time whilst getting overtaken. That's to be understood. But he's not miles off the pace. He's just not as fast as De Vries and Muscat around him, who obviously are a little bit more experienced as well and have knowledge of how these tires work.
By the way, Muscat tried to make a move against White House. He's very near on the DRS Open, both with the DRS Open. But, oh my goodness, Muscat still side by side. Both very respectful, trying to make a clean. And Muscat can make the move against George. Very good defense by George Whitehouse. And still Whitehouse right now on the P6. But need to be careful. Muscat's still very aggressive and probably will try to make something. Let's see if, oh my goodness, you can see that Muscat haven't braked the car in this part right now on the track because he knows that now is not the time. He can make the move in another lap. So this is the experience of Jason Muscat in a track like that in Kota, the former Supercup champion. And let's see if he can make the move now, but still both with the DRS open. It's difficult because Whitehouse still can defend from him because of Sven de Vries. But maybe this will be not good for long because fans start to push a lot. So in a few laps, Whitehouse will lose this DRS. And maybe it will be this lap right now because the difference now is more than 1 second. It's 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, and obviously Muscat will have a bit of a fire under his backside after whatever happened earlier that dropped him out of fourth. He looked fast. He looked as if he could have kept up with Gomez and Bock and Kintai up front. But obviously lost a few positions. Don't know why I didn't see it on broadcast. But yeah, not too fast to be seventh at the moment. Obviously he'll have plenty of pace in race 2 should he stay where he is. But looks as if he's got enough to get past Whitehouse, yeah.
Whitehouse pushed a lot to still have the DRS. So he still have the DRS again to defend against Jason Muscat. And by the way, the leader, Quintana, I already see a back mark in front of him. That's Mark Fuller. So, and Box starts to be more near to Quintana. So maybe if a back marker puts a problem for Quintana, maybe you can see Bock make the move. So let's see if the back markers will not put problems for Quintana and for Leon Bock, by the way.
Yeah, definitely, because Kintai actually started that lap about 3 or 4 tenths faster than Bock. So really bad news for Kintai and Pescara because this allowed Bock to just stay on the back of them.
And the top 3 still very near. It's amazing how these 3 guys is very near today on the track. And the difference from Hamming and Pedro Gomes, you know how is the difference right now? Is 26 seconds to Pedro Gomes, the P3, to Frank Hamming, the track. These guys today is on another level. They fly on the track. The difference is huge for 28 laps.
Yeah, and interesting, Gomez had a bit of a slower lap that time, so he's only about 2 tenths faster than Hamming. But if you look at what Kintai's done, it's still 7 tenths, 8 tenths difference per lap. So that's only going to rise, yeah, like I said, 22 seconds, massive gap. And these 3 look fast. And to be honest, you can see these 3 putting on a real show in race 2 should they stay where they are coming through the reverse grid.
It looks like Sven de Vries starts struggling on the pace because Whitehouse now is very near to him. And Whitehouse have a good chance, Ewan. So let's see Whitehouse against Sven de Vries. It's a battle for the top 5 on the track. Whitehouse opened the S, but on the straight you can see that Sven have a bit more speed. The kilometers. Oh, the car of Whitehouse hitting 308 kilometers per hour, but still not with enough to put side by side with de Vries. But with that, Whitehouse still can defend against Muscat. They have a good car, but with the DRS of Whitehouse activated, it's difficult to make a move in a track like that. Oh my goodness! And also Tony Stevens battling against Van der Voort, and Tony Stevens lock a little bit break now on the sector 3, try to be more near to Van der Voort. Also another battle for position in this track.
Yeah, I was just going to say, De Vries, we've seen a few times this season already that he's made 2 stops in races if he hasn't been able to get the tyres to last towards the end. So maybe a bit of that going on, and that's why Whitehouse is able to cling on at the moment.
Yes, and so Whitehouse, oh my goodness, Whitehouse is very near to De Vries on the braking point, but they don't hit De Vries. He hit the brakes more heavily to avoid a contact. And also, Whitehouse, as already know, it's a very respected driver, a beautiful human being in GPVWC. He always try to be more clean and loves a clean battle in the league. And he tried to make a move against De Vries, but Muscat using that as advantage, and now he's very near again. But yeah, we already know Whitehouse can defend from Muscat because of the DRS. But maybe Muscat, with his experience in driving this car, because he's a former Super Cup champion, can use that as advantage in the last laps. We're almost on the last laps on the race. Now he's lap 25 or 28, so basically 3 laps to go. And a battle for the top 5, basically 3 cars. This is Van der Vries, the American driver, Whitehouse, the British driver, and Muscat, the driver from Malta. 3 guys very near on the track. It is amazing to see it. So if you was, for example, Whitehouse right now, Ewan, what do you think in your mind? You see that you have a chance to overtake a guy in front of you, but also you have a guy behind of you that have a chance to overtake you.
Best form of defence is always attack, and what I've got in my mind at the moment is I can see what Sven de Vries is doing, and he looks as if he's less confident on the brakes than Whitehouse and Muscat, because those 2 guys are gaining through the braking in the heavy braking zones. Turn 1 here into the hairpin before the straight, the hairpin at the end of the straight, and then a few times through sector 3 as well. So that's what I'd have in my mind. He's just got to stay close enough, as you can see, De Vries fast enough on the traction zones and then through the faster corners. So that could just be down to setup as well, or whether it's confidence on the brakes. Don't know what it is, but it's yo-yoing between the 2. If I'm Whitehouse, I'm just making sure I keep at the DRS, try and attack De Vries. If I'm attacking De Vries, I know I'm not losing the position to Muscat.
Maybe it's now the time we talk about the attack, Ewan. It looks that Whitehouse have a chance to make a move against De Vries right now, because he's very near. You open your DRS against De Vries, so let's see. Whitehouse picking the lead frame from Van der Vries. Oh my goodness, Van der Vries have a very good speed on the straights also. Very good car on the straights compared to Whitehouse. So still Whitehouse can make the move, but oh my goodness, Van der Vries lost a little bit his brake on the point. Maybe he tried to burn more later to avoid also a move by Whitehouse, but that cost a lot on his tire, so De Vries needs to be careful. And this final lap to be very exciting, because we have 3 guys batting for the top 5. Also, we have 3 guys batting for the win today. Quinteo, Bock, and Gomez, both still very near to each other. 2 laps to go. This will be exciting as hell.
Absolutely. Talking of exciting as hell, Koenig is not far off Galka and Patterson for the final points positions, and he's a lot faster at the moment as well. He was a second faster last time round, so massive chance there for Koenig to get a point.
We need to remember, Patterson used the hard compound, but Galka and Koenig used the softer compound. So Koenig and Galka have if he can make to be more near to Patterson in his last laps on the track, they can have a chance to make points. Galka already on the points, but Koenig is still not. But of course, he will try to be on the point zone today. And also Woburn now on the P17 and Cardas on P18. And still Woburn in front of Cardas, and still both fighting with each other. Basically, it's the fight of the race today. We can talk even, because both is basically fighting for a position for the first lap to the last lap right now.
Yeah, and let's see if they can do it without contact this time. Obviously, it was unfortunate what happened earlier. Took them both out of the points, but 17th and 18th wouldn't be too bad to start race 2 in. I guess we know they've got the pace to make their way back into the points later on.
So Quinteo opens now the last lap of the track, and Quinteo now starts to push a lot compared to Bock. It's 2 seconds of difference. The last lap at Quinteo was a 14.8, still on the 40s. Bock made a 41.7, so you can see that today Quinteo is superior on the race pace than William Bock. And Gomez now is very near to Leon Bock, so Bock needs to be careful. P2 is a not bad result compared to that a battle for the lead is very near, but P3 to P1 is different, so Bock needs to be careful and do not lose so much points, so he still needs to be on the P2 if he wants to put a problem to Quinteo on the championship also. And by the way, White House tried to make a move against De Vries, but can't make the move. So still White House behind Van der Vries.
Yeah, very quickly, Klump made a move on the penultimate lap to get past Stevens. I think Juntz just made a move into the top 10, so Stevens down to P11. Remember, Leon Bock has got one lap older tyres on than Gomez and Kintai, who pitted after him, and this is why Gomez has got a chance into the hairpin.
Oh my goodness, Gomez tried to make the move, but he can't make it. But let's go back to Van der Vries against George Whitehouse also, because they will start, and I hear a crash on the track, and I see a wing. Oh my goodness, Whitehouse hit a wing, is a ST car. So a ST car lost a front wing on the race, and that's a problem because have a front wing. But let's go back to Quinteo, because Quinteo now is finishing the sector 3 of the track. He dominates on the race pace today compared to Leon Bock. He overtakes 2 times Bock. He showed to Bock, today I have the pace on the race, and I will win. And Alessandro Quinteo wins the race 1 in Kota. Very good win by Quinteo. Bock finish on P2, Gomez in P3, and Hemming will finish in P4. So let's go back to the battle for the P5, because Whitehouse is very near to De Vries. So let's see if Whitehouse can make the move or not. Oh my goodness, look how the tires of Whitehouse smoking. He put everything on this final putt. So let's see if he can make the move or not. De Vries blocked the way. And final corner. De Vries still on the P5. Wow, incredible. So De Vries in P5, Whitehouse in P6, Muscat in P7, Van der Voort in P8, Menaclont in P9. Something happened with Stevens, because David Junt finished in P11 and Stevens in Junt in P10 and Stevens in P11. So basically Stevens lost 2 positions on the end of the race. Lionel in P12, very good comeback by Lionel after bad luck on the start. Scott Mitchell in P13, Craig Pedersen in P14. Koenig make the move against Galka, and Koenig finish on P15 on the race. RTD makes 1 point today. So Galka in P16, so 0 points for Gary 82 on the race 1. Probably Neil Steelman, that is the team boss of Gary 82, is very, very angry right now, because he knows that the team have a chance to make points today and have some bad lucks on the race. So unfortunately things that happen, but probably he's very confident that his drivers can make a better result on race 2. Walborn finish on P17, Carlos finish on P18, Jack Nichols in P19, and Nichols is celebrating. Oh, okay, Nichols. And then Willis finish on P20, and Fuller in P21 without a front wing. So this is the 28-1 cars today on the track, and what a race 1, Ewan. If the race 1 was in this way, probably the race 2 will be more exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, yeah, Kintai and Bock pretty much level now. This really swung Kintai's way after that race. If Kintai's got that much speed in race 2, then he'll be taking the lead into Brazil in 2 weeks' time, which will be the final round of the season. So still plenty to play for tonight. They'll have to get aggressive and they'll have to take chances, because if they get stuck at the back of the pack and either one of them can get up to the front, it's a massive points difference, and then the guy who gets stuck down the bottom of the top 10 will have plenty to do in 2 weeks' time. So you've got to moderate your aggression with your calmness and your serenity.
Yeah, it's exactly Ewan. And well, now we need to also see who will be the reverse pole position. Whitehouse, Muscat, Van der Voort, Clont, and Dave Diant have the chance to make a pole position for the race 2. All of these 4 guys will beat, and it'd be very interesting, especially if Muscat can be the pole position, because he shows a very good pace, and he's a former Supercup champion also. So it'd be very interesting. But today, what we see was a dominating by not only by Quinteo, but also for Leon Bock and Pedro Gomes, because the only guys that was on the top all the race. For Frank Hemming to the back, the difference was more than 25 seconds. That's incredible, Ewan. That's incredible. How these 3 guys today is very, very quick.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a long lap, so you can make more time up anyway. But yeah, it's a big gap. It's not like the other guys are slow. You know, we've seen all the way through the season that it's a pretty competitive championship with plenty of people able to mix it up at the front. So a massive gap down to P4.
Exactly. So now we have a breathe a little bit because I lost a bit of my voice, Ewan, because today was very so exciting this race one that I lost my voice. Rodrigo lost his voice. So let's breathe a little bit, drink something, and we go back to talk about the race two in a few minutes. So we are back to show to you guys the race 2 in Supercup round 16 in Circuit of Americas in Colta, Austin, United States, in Texas. So now, because of the results in the race 1, Quintero is leading the championship with 456 points against 454 points by Bach. So 2 points of difference from Bach and Quintero. And so basically, depends of who will be on the front in race 2 will be the leader for Interlagos in Brazil. So Ewan now, Quintero is leading the championship by just 2 points, very near. So this race 2 it'll be more difficult for both also because they will start on the top 6 basically because the pole position at the race 2 will be George Whitehouse that's finished on the P6. So Bach will be in P5 and Quintero in P6. They were very near to the front, so probably they, with the pace they show on the race 1, probably they have a very good chance to win today. So again on the race 2, very good chance to make a top 3 again. So how difficult will be this race 2 for Bach Quintero, especially because they're fighting for the championship?
Yeah, like I said before the break, it's going to be so difficult to not figure out, but moderate. How aggressive you got to be aggressive. They got to make the moves because if you sit around and the other guy gets to the top of the top 10 and you're stuck in 8th, then that's almost championship over because there's so many points gone and you're already sort of fighting the battle in your head going into Brazil. Then the problem is that you can't be aggressive, lose a front wing, have to pit and get no points at all. So horrible situation to be in terms of what do you do usually, and it's part of the reason why Box was leading the championship coming into the race is that he's been very good at figuring out when is the best time to make a move. He's been very clean all season. So does he keep with that mentality or does he go for it and try and get back up top to try and get P1 in the championship back from Kintai?
Yes, exactly. So let's see how will be this race 2. Pole position will be Whitehouse, very good for Whitehouse because he have a chance also to finish a better result in the race 2 in the track. We already ended the warm up. We waiting now for the start of the race 2 in this track, but also we need to remember the Pedro Gomes also that he show a very good pace. He will start on the front of Leon Bach and Quintero. So maybe Gomes again will show that he can win again a race 2. He's basically now the guy that can make the results in the race 2 better than the race 1. Maybe it's interesting to see how Gomes also will be in this race.
Yeah, and again, if he's got that pace, he's got nothing to lose. So I'd imagine he'd be a bit more aggressive going into overtaking. And Muscat as well is the one I'd like to look out for. Like I said, I think he got held up in traffic after what was probably a mistake in race 1. So if he can have a clean race to see what he can do, he could definitely be on the podium.
So we're waiting now the start of formation lap. 19 laps, the race 2 in Circuit of Americas in Colta, United States, in Austin, Texas. So let's waiting now the time. Probably Bach and Quintero is very nervous right now because they know that it's very, very near the difference. They basically fighting very, very almost. So they show for us today a very, very super performance by both of these drivers. Not just both, also Pedro Gomes, but it's a pity that Pedro Gomes is not fighting for the championship because he's so very near also to these two guys on the track. 5 seconds to start the formation lap. So let's start that. So Whitehouse, the leader, starts to push his car to start the formation lap. So let's talk how will be the starting grid for this race 2 today in Colta, United States, round 15 of 16 in GPVWC. So George Whitehouse for Cliffhanger on the pole position. Sven De Vries, American driver in P2, racing for Satellite, racing home today in Austin, Texas, in the United States. Frank Hamming in the P3. Not bad results for Hamming, think of the championship. I think his chances now is going off after this result today in race 1. Pedro Gomes in P4. racing for the Malta Force. Leon Bock in P5. Championship leader now is Alessandro Quinteo, that started on P6. And in P7 is Jason Muscat. Tom van der Voort for PB in P8. Menno Conte in P9. And top 10 is ended by Dave DeYant, another driver for Malta Force in P10. Tom Stevens, the rookie, in P11. Giuseppe Lino in P12. Not bad for Lino. He can have a chance to make a top 10, top 5. It depends on how will be his race today. Scott Mitchell in P13. Pedersen in P14. Koenig for RTD in P15. Galka in P16. Gary 82 trying to make a better result after a bad luck in race 1. Yannis Woburn in P17. Another Gale 82 car is Damian Cardas in P18. Then you have Jack Nichols in P19. P12 with Ben Willis for PB Racing and Mark Fuller again, the last position on the track, another ST car in P21. So this is a 21 car sway for the track. And it's a sprint race, so it's not mandatory to make the pit stop right now. But do you think this track in Kota, especially when it's a track that the tires is very, very used, so you have usually a high wear on the tires. So how difficult is to these guys on the front try to make these 19 laps without pit stop?
Well, we saw a few drivers. I think De Vries being one. I think Stevens being another. They only had 16 laps to do at the end of race 1 on these tyres, and they were struggling towards the end. So to do 19 laps is going to be a big challenge. I've got a feeling Van der Voort and Giuseppe Lino are both on the soft tyres as well, so they'll definitely be making a pit stop. I don't think everyone will, but I think some people will.
Well, maybe Lino put the softs because Pescara have a very good advantage compared to Namak on the championship. So maybe his mission is try to overtake the guys on the front to help Quinteo on the track today. Maybe because we see Lino make that on the past. All the cars now is on the grid. Fuller put his car on the mark. So let's wait in the red lights. 1 red lights, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the race starts. It was a very, very good start from Van der Vries, a best start from Whitehouse. Van der Vries start to attack Whitehouse from the inside, and De Vries make the move. Oh, the 3 wide. Hemming also tried to make the move. Van der Vries on the lead, Hemming P2. So a bad start by George Whitehouse, and also a battle for the championship leader, and Quinteo overtake Bock on the start. Oh my goodness! Bock almost lose the car because of Jason Muscat. Jason Muscat hit the hero of the Bock, Leon Bock, and Bock lose positions because of that. Bock lose a lot. He's a P10 right now, and lose now to Tom Stevens, so P11 by Bock. What a drama for Leon Bock because of mistake of Jason Muscat, Ewan.
Yeah, and there's nowhere to breathe either. You know, you're on the back foot all the way through the lap now until you get to the straight. So he's got no time to breathe. He's got to make sure he doesn't get into any other problems. Terrible news for him. To be honest, they were close. They were 3 wide at the start. I think it was Bock, Muscat, and Kintai into turn 1, and Bock almost lost positions there. So really bad news for Bock. Advantage Kintai.
And also you have a battle for some positions. Giuseppe Lino against Yannis Woburn for the P12. But you really need to remember Lino have better tires than Woburn, and Woburn also is a guy that usually shows that he have a problem with his tires, and oh my goodness, it's difficult for Bock because they have a lot of cars in front of him. And Woburn is very aggressive battle against Lino. They hit side by side all the time, and oh my goodness, side by side, this corner is difficult Woburn, this corner is difficult Lino, and Lino makes the move. So Lino now in P12, Woburn in P13. A very good start by Woburn, but not enough to beat Lino on the first lap of the race. So the leading now is Van der Vries, second place for Frank Hemming, third place for Whitehouse, P4 for Gomez, and P5 for Quinteo. Muscat in P6, Van der Voort P7, Menno Conte P8, David DeYant in P9, and Tom Stevens in P10, Bock in P11. Bock have a problem on the start. He was hitting on the back by Jason Muscat. Because of that, he lost control of the car on the snake part of the part of the snake corners in the track, and now we need to make again. That's a drama by Leon Bock in this race too, because now the difference by him and Quinteo will be more higher than before, and this giving the championship more easy to Alessandro Quinteo. So Now Leon Bock needs to give everything he has in this race to make this difference be minimal possible.
I just wonder whether Bock got slightly wide through the S's on lap 1. I don't know whether that's what put Muscat into the back of him, because Muscat isn't the type of person that makes those sort of mistakes, especially when it's, as I say that, Muscat does make a mistake and goes round.
Yeah, so something is wrong with
It's cost Bock as well. Lino through and Volborn almost through, so Bock loses another position.
Oh my goodness, what a drama being about, because now he loses the position for the guy that. But also we need to remember, Lino have softer tires, so basically Lino will make the moves right now. But I don't think that Lino can make 19 laps with soft compound, so probably he need to pit stop. But the problem is Lino, he knows that Leon Bock is behind of him, so probably he try to make everything. Maybe he don't try to make a pit stop just to make Leon Bock don't have a chance to minimal the difference from him and Quinteo. So Bock now is a big trap. He's in because he have a Pescara driver in front of him that will not give you an easy time for him right now.
No, absolutely. And Whitehouse looks as if he's struggling. He's got Gomez all over the back, and then Kintai right behind Gomez. Kintai can get up into the top 4. If Gomez makes a move on Whitehouse, you would feel, and that's going to make the points gap even wider.
Yes, and by the way, talking about battle for the lead, we have a battle also for P1 against Hemming and Sven de Vries. Whitehouse against Pedro Gomes for the P3. The DRS now is unlabeled, so maybe now you can see these guys can make moves. So now is the part of the straight line speed. Leaders Sven de Vries try to avoid the attack of Frank Hemming, but also Pedro Gomes try to avoid Whitehouse. Gomes put the car outside, both side by side. Will you win? Gomes overtake, but I see the apex. Oh my goodness, what a heavy break by Whitehouse to defend the position. But Gomes make a better apex, so now he's side by side again with Whitehouse. Oh my goodness, but they touch a little bit, but very respectful. Still Gomes behind. Oh my goodness, Gomes make a dive bomb on the corner, but still side by side. Whitehouse still have the traction to continue on the position. Oh, now it's difficult for Gomes because Whitehouse is on the inside part that is better, so Gomes put the car a bit off and continue in the P4 with Quinteo on the P5. But Quinteo also needs to be careful because he have Van der Voort behind him. And oh my goodness, talking about Van der Voort.
So close.
And also Van der Voort have softer tires. So Van der Voort now probably is more fast. And also the fast lap of the track is by Tom Stevens. 114.5 on the harder compound. Wow, what a lap by Tom Stevens right now.
That was almost contact between Kintai and Van der Voort. That really would have been a disaster for the Pescara driver. But lives to fight another day at the moment. I was just about to say that it was really dangerous with the two in front of him slow as they're overtaking each other, and then Van der Voort flying up on softer tyres. It had the recipe for disaster, but he's got away with it. Still in P5 at the moment. Bock hasn't made any ground yet. He's still behind Lino, and Lino's not getting past Yunt either. So terrible news for Bock at the moment. Still 15 laps left.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, again, the battle for the P1, Van der Vries against Hemming. Hemming is very new to De Vries, so let's see if Hemming can take the lead. Also, Hemming just win one race in this season in GPVWC Supercup, so maybe there's a chance to another win for Hemming. Let's see it. Side by side both, and still Hemming behind. Oh, Pedro Gomes! Gomes lost the control of the car on the corner, but still saved it. And now, oh my goodness! A hit, and Quinteo also hit Gomes because he have nothing to do it. But Gomes lost a lot of positions in this mistake. He lost the control of the car on the corner and hit the car of Whitehouse and lose control. Now Pedro Gomes in P13. Wow, what a drama by Pedro Gomes.
Yeah,
and looks like Pedro Gomes will be out of the race. Yeah, he stopped the car and be out. Pedro Gomes is out of the race. So a pity for Pedro Gomes. He's out of the race. The first DNF today in Circuit of Americas. And also Frank Hemming takes the lead. Sorry, but Frank Hemming takes the lead. So now Hemming is the lead on the race.
Yeah, it's a great move actually. Down through the sweepers. I think that's as Gomez was having his issues, so we missed that. Big news for Hemming because he struggled in race 1. Quintai's got away with 2 now. He could have easily been taken by Van der Voort on lap 3. Lap 4 he could have easily been taken out, lost the front wing as Gomez went spinning in front of him. So very lucky boy Alessandro Quintai. Luck clearly on his side at the moment. Leon Bock though with Gomez out up into P10.
We also need to remember in a championship that is close as that, you need also lucky to continue on the to have a chance to win the championship, because it's not all the race that you'll be on the best situations, best performance probably, and sometimes you need the luck to avoid some situations. And by the way, Quinteo tries to make a move against White House, but still not good enough to make a move. So Quinteo is still behind in P4.
Yeah, White House has just got to be sensible now with Kintai up alongside him as well. He'll know that Kintai's in the championship. He don't want to do anything silly to take him out there. So yeah, they'll be clean. They'll be sensible.
Yeah, by the way, and Tom Van der Voort. Oh my goodness, Van der Voort tried to make a move against Quinteo. They put the car side by side. They hit a little bit. Oh my goodness, but it's still side by side. Open your DRS, bold. Van der Voort in front of Quinteo. Let's see if he can make the move or not. He's still on the front, but on the apex, can he be on front? Yes, he can be on front. So Quinteo did overtaken by Van der Voort. So Van der Voort now in P4.
Yeah, no need to get involved for Alessandro there. He's got to recognise that Van Voort's on a completely different strategy. Will be pitting, so don't get involved in a fight. You don't need to. You're still ahead of Block on track. You're still picking up points, and you know that Van Voort's going to get out of the way to pit. So sensible head there, and you could tell he didn't really fight it into turn one.
So now let's see the race. Frank Hemming is a beast now in the track. He makes the fastest lap on the track with a 1:14.394. He's now 2.5 seconds of difference against Van der Vries and in P2. P3 now, oh my goodness, Van der Voort will try to make a move. He have a better car right now because he's using softer tires compared to White House. Put the car inside. Yeah, no try to defend for White House. You see that Van der Voort is more faster right now, so he continue. So he accepts the P4. So White House now in P4, Van der Voort in P3, and Quinteo in P5. But this is maybe good for Quinteo because now White House be more near to him, and maybe Quinteo can make a move for the position because he don't have any car behind him put pressure like was before with Tom Van der Voort.
Yeah, Klont is the cork in the bottle. Lino's just got through. Junted got through a few laps earlier, so Klont's struggling for pace. Box next to get past him has got to be clean for Yannick as Klont goes slightly wide out, make it a bit easier for him. But yeah, he needs to make as much time as he can now, Leon. He's got to make sure that he gets at least sort of P7, I would imagine. Kintai probably going to come second or third the way it's going.
Yes, and by the way, the Tom Van der Voort make the fastest lap on the race right now with a 1:39.906. He's fly on the track, but let's see if he can make these tires during the
Bock
race.
And Klont side by side. Bock and Klont side by side into the S's. Klont almost hits him, and Bock makes a move.
That was an amazing move by Bock, and was needed because he need to be more near to Giuseppe Lino.
Look at Waldborn as well. What a move into turn 7.
Oh, but Waldborn can make the move against still can make the move against Menaclont. So Menaclont still on the front, but you can see that Waldborn have a better car than Menaclont right now. Klont tries to defend from the inside, Waldborn outside. Two cars side by side. Waldborn tries to make the inside line right now to have a better traction. Time to open your DRS. Waldborn eats the stream by Menaclont, put the car side by side on the big straight line on the track and makes the move. So Yannis Waldborn now in P10, good for Razor GP. Needs to make points on the championship. So now Waldborn in P10 and Bock are again battling with Lino for the P8 right now. But Lino have a better and more softer tires, and you already know Lino will try to make everything to make Bock lose time today on the track. And by the way, Quinteo also makes the move against White House. So now Quinteo in P4 is important. Now Quinteo is a P4 in the track.
Yeah, massive for the championship again. Just checking, both row ends are out. I think Jack Nicholls and Scott Mitchell both in the pits.
Oh, by the way, Tom Van der Voort against Van der Vries, and Van der Voort makes the move. Wow, what a race by Van der Voort in race 2. Now he's on P2 on the track, and he's flying a lot. So now probably this next Wittmann will be Frank Hemming, because Van der Voort now is more faster than anyone in the track. He's the fastest guy on the track right now.
Yeah, the problem he's going to have is I can't see him coming out any higher than 16th place. 25 seconds back to Fuller, and 17th is going to be touch and go there. Probably about 22 seconds in the pit lane here and Kota. So, yeah, I can't see this strategy working out. I guess it's still better than wrestling a car with no tyres at the end, though, as I think Hammond made a bit of a mistake out the hairpin.
Oh my goodness, a big hit also. Michał Gałka without a front wing. And he's out of the race. I think he is stopped the car, so out of the race. Also, Jack Nicholson out of the race. So we have already 4 DNFs. All the Rollins GPs is out. Gomez is out. Galca now for Gary 82. So a bad day for Gary 82 today. But Carda is on the point now. He's in 14th place. So maybe at least not bad enough for Gary 82. We still can make some points for a disastrous bus today for the team.
Oh, Bock looking at Lino. That was risky. I think Bock realises now that he's got to make something happen. He had to go around the outside into the hairpin at the end of the long straight, down into the final sector. He's had a little look into the double apex left-hander. And Lino's holding up now on these soft tyres. I think Lino's starting to struggle for pace. How long will he stay out there?
Yeah, but Lino will not give easy to Bock this position. So Bock, if you want to make the move and makes the difference between him and Quinteo on the championship veneer, he needs to be aggressive. He needs to make the move. So let's see, Bock, outside. Don't have the traction possible to make a move against Lino, so still Lino on the front. Lino was very smart. Choose the inside line to avoid a move by Bock, but Bock still with more better tire now than Lino, because a lot of laps is passing and Lino is the softer tires, pushing to the limit to avoid the overtake by Leon Bock.
Kinty's all over the back of Sven de Vries.
You see that Sven de Vries is working a lot with these tires. He can have the pace, and this is good for Quinteo, because this can mean a top 3 for Quinteo, and this is important for the championship. So probably he'll make the move against Sven de Vries. Let's see. Sven de Vries will try to make something. Oh, Sven de Vries try to defend, put the car inside. Quinteo outside. Who will win that? Oh my goodness, a better traction by Quinteo in the end. Now Quinteo have the inside line in his favor, and he makes the move against Sven de Vries. So now Quinteo in P3. Oh my goodness, what a dangerous move right now, because Sven de Vries tried to pick the inside line, because he was thinking that Quinteo was choose the outside to make the apex more correct, but no, Quinteo was still defending the position. So now Quinteo in the P3. De Vries in P4. So all the things was going well for Quinteo today, because he win the race 1, and now in the front of Bock again in the race, in a big difference, because he's in P3 and Bock is a P9, tried to make a move against Lino, but he can't made it.
Yeah, same problem as what happened in race 1. I think that Pescara's got too much pace in a straight line for Bock to be able to do anything about it. Losing so much time, he's 3 seconds off the back of David Yunt, who's next up the road, and you feel as if he was against any other car, he'd be through already. We know how much pace both he and Kinty have got. Kinty's able to get the moves done in the slippery Pescara, and Bock's not. And he's really pushing. You can see how wide he's going through the S's. It's a disaster this race so far for Leon Bock.
Yes, exactly, Ewan. By the way, 10 laps. Now we are on the lap 10 in the track. 10 for 19. Still, Frank Hamming leading the race. Still in P2, Tom van der Voort. The difference now for him and Hamming is 1.8 seconds. Quinteo now in P3. Position number 4 for Sven de Vries. Position number 5 for George Whitehouse. He's the top 5 right now in the track. And we still have some battles. A battle for the P11 by Philip Koenig and Menaclot. And Koenig makes the move. So now, oh my goodness! So Koenig make lock the tires. So give a chance to Menaclot, try to go back to his position. Both side by side. Oh my goodness, this is dangerous. But Koenig still be able to continue on the position. Nice move by Philip Koenig. So Koenig now in P11. Yannis Woburn in P10. Bock in P9. And Lino is still P8 and still on the front of Bock. And Bock probably is angry a lot, because it was not his fault that he lost so many positions. So probably now Bock knows that his championship dreams is going over if continuing like that.
Yeah, Van Voort in pit lane then. So he's the first to go. Lino obviously staying out because he's a bit of a roadblock for Leon at the moment. And let's see where Van Voort comes out. I said he'd be about 16th. He's going to be 15th. So, not far away.
Yeah, 15 is still on the points, but Van der Voort not bad. But let's see how fast he can be on these last 9-8 laps to go on the track with new fresh tires, new softer tires in the track. And by the way, but now so we need to see the Quintero have a chance to win also because he was more faster than Frank Hemming. So the difference now is 3 seconds and 9 tenths. So let's see if this difference of 3 seconds can be gone in a few laps by Quintero and Frank Hemming.
Box closer. He's going to be side by side into the hairpin. Massive move if he can make it. And he will, I'm sure. He gets pushed out wide by Lino. Lino's been really defensive sideways for Bock, and he's just about going to make the move, I think. A bit naughty from Lino, I think. But, yeah, really important for his race and his championship, Leon Bock.
Yeah, very important. Bock finally makes a move against Lino. And now, as I talk, Lino will make everything to give a hard situation to Leon Bock, and he make that. But now he's on the trouble because he lost it.
He'll pit Lino a pit surely, or is he keeping going? I don't get that. Now he may as well pull. He's not gonna catch back up. He's lost his tyres, so I don't understand why Lino hasn't pitted at the end of that lap. Now that Bock is through.
Probably it's because he do not have time to request pit stop, so he lost a lot of time if he make a pit stop right now. But he's fighting with Yannis Wolborn. And oh my goodness, this is dangerous. Wolborn side by side with Lino. Now is the S's. Oh my goodness, they both hit. They don't give up, and Lino spins the car.
Yeah, I hate to say, but he kind of had what was coming to him there because he was very aggressive with Bock on the last lap, and there wasn't room for him there. He should have backed out.
Yes, so Lino now is on 14th place on the track. Lost a lot of positions because of the incident with Yannis Wolborn, and by the way, we still have some battle for the race. Battle for the P10 against Koenig, Cardas, and Jason Muscat. Also, we have a battle for the P5 right now, P4 by now. Whitehouse, Stevens, Dave Diant. Bocky have a 3.5 seconds to Dave Diant, so in a few laps he'll be on this battle. It's very important to Bocky if he can make the miracle and overtake all these guys. So the difference for him and Coite will be the near possible for the last round in Brazil. So the leading is like Hemming right now, 2.8 seconds of difference. Let's see the last lap of Hemming compared to the last lap of Quintero. So Hemming now makes a 40.9 against a 40.5 by Quintero. Quintero more faster than Hemming right now, but now is lap 13 of 19, so a few laps to go. Can Quintero make the move against Hemming in the final laps, Ewan?
I would think so, but I don't think he'll do anything that risks his race either. He's second. He'll be told that Bock is down in 7th, although Bock has just put in a fantastic final sector to take plenty of time out of David Yunt. Yeah, if Kintai gets there, I think he'll make it. I think he's got enough straight line speed. So, yeah, game on. If Bock can get past Yunt and Stevens, we're going to be really, really close going into Brazil. I think he's got to be aiming for 5th at least.
Exactly. And by the way, the difference also from Bock and Dave Yunt now is 2.4 seconds.
And 3 tenths faster in the first sector as well.
Yeah, he's way more faster, and he's putting everything on these final laps right now because he knows that he is in a bad situation. So when Bock put everything he have now to be more near to this guy on the front and make a move to win more positions, make more points, and make the difference not be so heavy against Quintero on the final round in Brazil, Interlagos. So let's see if we can make that. Also, let's see if Quintero can make that. Another lap make my Frank Hemming. Let's see, he will open the lap 14 on the track, and Hemming makes 140.5 by Hemming, 114.5 also by Quintero. Quintero is still fast, but a little bit milliseconds, but it's still a good lap. It's still a good lap by Hemming because basically on the same tent. So maybe Hemming can defend well this win and make more points for the championship also.
Yeah, good reaction from Hammond. You get the feeling that he might have just been looking after his tyres early on. He wasn't really under any pressure. And as soon as Kintyre's put a 140.5 in, he's then responded with a 140.5. Bock 9/10 faster than David Junt on the last lap. So that's put him right into contention. 1.5 seconds the gap over the line last time. So if he gets to Junt, you'd imagine he'd get to Stevens as well, because they're pretty much neck and neck on the track. And even George Whitehouse isn't out of touch at the moment. Massive 5 laps for Leon Bock.
Yes, massive for Leon Bock. And also, we have two guys that is battling for a position, also Stevens and David Junt. So let's see if he can make the move against these two guys in a few laps. So the difference now from Bock and David Junt is less than 1 second, but it looks like Bock make a big mistake on the corner right now. But
yeah, he's pushing hard. He's pushing really hard. You can tell it. Earlier on, if you remember, I said Kintyre was using a lot more of the road in race 1, and all of a sudden Bock's the one who's using all the road. He's pushing really hard.
Yes, exactly. But that was not bad, because now the difference is less than 1 second. So maybe on the next lap, you can see Leon Bock try to attack the move, make a move against. Oh my goodness, Stevens cut the track. So his tires also all gone after that. He don't have the downforce necessary to continue on this position right now. So the last lap, Bock make a 14.6. Bock is flying on the track, making a top level stint against a 41.6 by Ewan. So basically was 1 second more faster than Bock in this lap, and Bock is already on the same time as David Ewan. So David Ewan needs to be careful if you want to continue in this position. So let's go back to the. Oh, you can talk to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, Stevens, we know, struggled with his tyres towards the end of race 1 as well, so that will help Bock as well. Also, De Vries did as well. So if De Vries starts dropping back, he's only 3 seconds off the road. Obviously, Stevens is holding Junt up at the minute, but it'll give Bock a chance at least.
Let's see now, is the start of the big straight line in Kota. DRS is open for David Junt and Leon Bock. Let's see if Bock can make the move or not against these two guys in front of him. So now is the time. Bock, you need to make that if you want to continue strong on the championship. But the way David Junt tried to make a move against Tom Stevens, makes the move. Bock tried to use that as advantage, but still Stevens side by side. Oh my goodness, Stevens locked a little bit his brakes, but still on the front of Bock. Oh my goodness, that's a problem for Bock. If Bock can make that move, that was perfect for him. But now you need to handle Stevens in front of him for one more lap.
Yeah, he has to get past him at turn 1.
Oh my goodness, something happened. George Whitehouse lost control of the car, and now he's on the P5. What happened with Whitehouse?
Yeah, and Junt's gone wide as well.
So see what happened with Whitehouse on the replay? Oh, he lost control of the car alone. So wow, what a drama for Whitehouse on the final laps.
Good save, actually.
Yeah, it was a very good save, but his tires now basically is dead, Ewan. So Whitehouse now is in trouble.
And of course, what that did is it gave Stevens the DRS down the start-finish straight, and it basically stopped Bock from having any chance into turn 1. So, if anything, it's bad news for Bock, even though it's brought someone else closer to him.
Yes, but let's see if Bock can make the move right now against Stevens. They are almost near to the straight line part in the track. Oh my goodness, Bock had a little bit oversteer, but it was not a huge deal for him. Bock still have a chance to finish on P3 in this race, so he needs to make miracles right now. Now is the time. Mr. Bock, what you can do. He opened the DRS. Stevens also opened the DRS in front of him. All the cars with the DRS open. Bock can make nothing basically, and probably he's very frustrated because the mistake of Whitehouse just put problems on him right now.
But again, he's not forcing it, is he? He knows he's still got 2 races left in Brazil in 2 weeks' time. He recognises that you still get points for 7th. He's not absolutely dive bombing it down the inside. He'll wait until there's about an 80% chance to remove before he even tries that thing.
Yes, exactly. So Hemi makes another lap. Hemi makes now a 41.1 against a 14.7 by Quinteo. Quinteo more fast at this lap, but the difference still in 2.6 seconds. So very nice by Frank Hemming, make a very good deal against the Italian driver Alessandro Quinteo that is leading the championship right now. So let's see if Bok can make the move right now. No, he's not so close to the guys in front of him. But we already know that Whitehouse have tires dead, especially the front left by Whitehouse. You can see that he have a big black mark on his tire because he locked a lot, when he make a mistake. Also, Stevens, you can see some marks on his front tires as well. Not huge as Whitehouse, but you still can see it. And let's see if Bok can make the move against Stevens right now or not, because Stevens also started struggling a little bit. So let's see if the straight line part, Bok can make the move. So he make a very good apex by Bok. Don't lose so much to Stevens. So now it's time to open your DRS. Can he make the move or not? Let's see it. Stevens don't have DRS, so it's a problem for Stevens. Bok put the car inside and makes the move. Easy move by Bok. So now Bok in P6. Now he needs to overtake Whitehouse to be on the P5. He needs to make quickly because the race is almost going to the end. Now he's lap 17 of 19. Those two laps to go.
If he can get Whitehouse, it's a bonus. It's because he'll be happy with that. The way this race has gone, he must have thought that he was out on lap 1 as he saw himself spearing towards the wall. But it bit, and he managed to keep going in a straight line. And he's 6th at the moment. If he gets 5th, I'm sure he'll be pretty happy considering.
Yeah, let's see the last lap by both right now. Whitehouse made 41.2 against a 40.0 by Bok. So Bok is way more faster than Whitehouse. Probably, but let's see if Bok can make them overtake against Whitehouse in this lap right now. It is lap 18 of 19, 1 lap to go, still 1 lap to go. Bok have two chances to make a move against Whitehouse. So a top 5 for Bok is not a problem. It's a good deal also compared to that his rival Quintero will finish in P2 in this race. So let's see if Bok can make the move happen and don't lose so many points compared to Quintero on the race 2 in striking quota, Circuit of Americas. So let's see now is a part of the straight line. Also, we need to see a battle, Dave Deant against Van der Vries for the P3. So
yeah, I think De Vries made a mistake on the last lap because he was about 1.5 seconds slower than David.
Yes, and let's see both. I don't think that Deant will make a move right now, but let's see Bok against Whitehouse. Bok put the car inside, Victoria dive bomb. Yes, he tried it, and he makes the move. Very good for Bok. P5 right now. He still have 1 lap to go, so maybe on the last lap, maybe he can make a move against David Deant or De Vries, or maybe if both make a mistake, a P3 for Bok would be perfect because you not lose so much compared to his rival, Alexander Quintero.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's looking a little bit better for Bok, and I said the P5 would be a bonus. P4 is not the question, and P3, especially like you said, if these two make contact, that would be a steal. The way this has gone, it almost felt like the championship was over at the start of this race, and massive race for Leon Bok, put him back in the hunt, and Kinsai hasn't been able to catch up to Hamming either.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, Hamming already opened the last lap of the track. He had a 1.9 seconds of difference to Quintero. And by the way, let's see the battle for the P3 because Van der Vries and Dave Deant is very near to each other. Van der Vries tries to defend all the time to continue on the podium for today in his home in the United States of America. The American driver Van der Vries against Dave Deant from Switzerland. So let's see if Dave Deant can make the move or not against Van der Vries because now they near to the straight line part, and oh my goodness, you see how is Van der Vries' car is struggling on the corners. He don't have. Oh my goodness, they trying to make the move.
Oh, Bok into the back of him. Bok at the back of him. So now Bok's lost that chance down the straight. Junt's still in the DRS and in the slipstream of Van der Vries on the final lap into the hairpin. Junt will make the move. Surely De Vries late on the brakes. What can Leon Bok do in behind? Can he make a move? Junt around the outside. He's got the inside then into the stadium section and makes a move for third. Here comes Bok.
Oh my goodness, Bok made it. But let's go back to Frank Hamming. So still Bok in behind. Oh my goodness, almost Bok lose the position to Whitehouse. But let's go back to Frank Hamming. Dominating the race too. Very well deserved. Second win in the season Supercup for Frank Hamming. And the Dutch guy wins the race. And Quintero finish on P2. Let's see now the drama in the final laps.
Oh, Whitehouse off.
Oh my goodness, what a big crash by Whitehouse. But Jan finished on P3, P4 from Der Vries, and P5 from Bock. Okay, it was not you can make better result for that, but after a dramatic starting of the race, a P5 for Bock was not bad, so we still have a chance.
Boys.
But Whitehouse, oh my goodness, and Van der Voort, what happened? Whitehouse finished the race in P9, so but something strange. Let's go back to the replay to see that. Let's see Whitehouse right here. Whitehouse tried to finish the race even without any wings, and Van der Voort have an accident with him on the final part of the track. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, those guys are better than that. I think I'll be disappointed when they watch that back. Not looking good, that.
But let's go back. Why happened to Whitehouse have the big pressure of that? I look in the replay to see.
He just dropped it. He dropped it through a left-hander and went into the wall. It was a bit like Kvyat a few years ago when he was at Red Bull. Exactly the same crash.
It was very strange, but he still finished on P9. So depends on how the race director you see that. He's still on the P9. No problem for him. But maybe you lose points because of that. But you know that just when the race directors give the official results for today. What we know that is Frank Hamming wins the race today with Quinteo in P2. And Tom Vos is very happy. We can see Tom Vos talking a lot of yes on the server. So Team Boss Tom Vos very happy with the win of Frank Hamming that only have one win in the season, and he will still have a chance to battle for the championship even with just one win. So this shows how Frank Hamming was very stable in the season, making a lot of good results, but without the wins, Ewan.
Yeah, and part of the reason that he hasn't had any wins is that he's racing Kintai and Bock. But yeah, you're right. The consistency that Hammond showed to keep getting third, fourth, fifths, and keep racking the points up to make sure that he's in with a chance of the championship. Probably not at the end of this round. But yeah, it shows how good he's been and how consistent he's been in that H2O Namiko.
So let's see how is the championship right now. So Quinteo that was without 456 points. Now he have, because of the P2 today, he have 476 points. So 476 for Quinteo right now. And for Leon Bock that have a 454, he finished in P5 in the race, so he make 11 points. So now Bock had 465. So yeah, it's not the best deal for Bock, but still have a chance. So depends on how you be in Brazil. You will see how you be the champion, Ewan.
Yeah, and it could have been an awful lot worse, like we said, throughout that second race. There was a point where he had a load of opposite lock and he was facing the barrier at the fastest corners on the track. So, yeah, I think he'll take P5 looking back to what happened on lap 1.
Yeah, so Frank Hamming finished in P1 today in this race 2, Quinteo P2, Dave Diante P3, another podium for Malta Force today in the United States. Van der Vries in P4, Leon Bock in P5, Stevens in P6, Flount in P7, Van der Voort in P8, George Whitehouse in P9, Wolborn in P10, Cardas in P11, Jason Muscat in P12, P13 for Clay Pedersen, P14 for Philip Koenig, and Giuseppe Lino finishing in top and P15. So this is the top 15 for today. So let's see now if someone will be part of the interviews. I want to talk with some drivers if they want to be part today. So let's wait a little bit. So next round will be in Brazil, in Interlagos. Another track that is a short track, but a very, very high-speed track compared to some... like Kota is a very, very high-speed track. So what you can expect in Brazil for the battle for the championship, Ewan?
It's a very precise track, isn't it, to drive into Lagos? So I've got a feeling that it might just suit, having seen the types of tracks that the guys have excelled on, it might just suit Bock a little bit more. Having said that, you got the long run from Yunciao, the final corner, down into turn 1, which might help the Piscaris in terms of overtaking. So, yeah, it's going to be so close. We've seen today that one little moment of issue through the S's cost Bock quite dearly. The same can happen at Brazil. The first few corners are quite tight, and then you've got an action zone at turn 4 into Esquerda de Lago. So, very, 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 very interesting. Brazil. It's always been a good finishing track in real life. I'm sure it's always been a good finishing track in sim racing as well. these guys are so good. We've seen the type of racing we've had today. You can never really tell. But yeah, we're expecting those two guys to be pole and second on the grid like they have been most races this season. If Gomez and Hammond can get in the mix, then we're going to be in for a really exciting race.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, you have a driver that won part to be in the interviews today. The driver for Switzerland, David Young, that finishing on P3 in the race 2, driving for Malta Force. David, hello, and talk to us how was the race for you today in Circuit of Americas, and how good was the P3 for the team in the championship today?
Hi. I was not. I mean, I think I saw it. I said on the last broadcast, Kota is both interesting to drive, like when you get it right, but it's difficult because it's so technical with S's and sharp turns and then the straights again. I was not really feeling well and good prepared, so I came here like tried my best, and then the quali lap was a bit subpar, so it was P14. And from the race, I just tried to get going in the right direction and trying to stay out of issues, so I'd at least get some points. And I was in that incredible like whole gaggle cars fighting, which like in the end then went down to Yannis and Damien, and then they had that unfortunate contact at the end of turn 1. So I was like kind of left released because I was like frustrated for at least 6 or more laps. That I just couldn't find a way past. I didn't make enough mistakes, so I was just sitting there. And then I was released, and then I just did my best laps on the softs that they still had in them, pitted for the mediums, and then kept pushing more on. And it's just like at the end I got into the top 10. Couldn't attack Manor really anymore, but was a good end of the race after a bit of a disappointment being so far behind. In the second race, also just trying to regulate myself more than in Suzuka, where going into the lead, I destroyed the tires pretty much, and the pace was gone too early. But there, I could also, thanks to my engineer Robin, I could a bit keep them more in check, not overuse them, follow, like get into the DRS when I can. And at the end of the race, I just found myself in the position to attack Sven, and well, he left me really nice racing room, so I got to thank him for that. That it was a good fight at the end, and even also to Tom. Basically, everyone that was like around me, they were all really fair and driving well there. And in the end, I kind of got around Sven and just held on to get third place, but might have as well been him getting him because they were all driving so well at the front. So yeah, I'm surprised at the same time. I was not thinking I would get enough consistency today to bring those points for Malta Force, but I'm glad I did, and it was good that I did. Then I saw that Pedro got spun, thinking like, yeah, too bad, but it happens. I know the feeling.
Yes, and by the way, you want to give some question to Dave Young about the?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask David. Actually, obviously you mentioned the consistency through that race and staying out of trouble. How difficult is it in this series? Because obviously everyone's on quite a level playing field in terms of most of the time everyone's between sort of a second of each other, and especially for you, you've been unlucky all season long, getting involved in accidents that weren't really your fault. Is this the type of result that we've been waiting for, really, in terms of, I think, Singapore, you got involved in an accident that wasn't really your fault. There was another one, I think, France, where you got taken out as well. Is that what we've been waiting for, that third place in reverse grid?
Well, I had a great run until like just before like the summer break. I mean, I did have a good battle with Leon Bock to win Bahrain. I had like, I think my best luck, one of my best races was Hungaroring, where I beat like Quintana and such to the win. But later on, it really crumbled a bit. That was mid-season, where at Hockenheim, where I just tried to be careful. I had lift of Osti, and then there was a crash, and then something happened. The hairpin race 2, where I got taken out. And you said about, I think, Paul Ricard. Yeah, that was a probably Paul Ricard was a bit a difficult one to say. I mean, somebody on old tires, but yeah, and even Singapore was a bit bad luck. I like rain, but contact with other, but it happens. But yeah, this is a bit of return to kind of I'm a bit surprised at the good consistency right now. I mean, like 2 third places in a sprint now was not really looking like that, because people in front of me, I would say like it's even hard to really find a point in the field where you would say there's like where the tender stops. Like in qualifying, surely like 15 people could still like very tempting, good lap times getting together. In the race though, it kind of separates a bit, because the race pace you need to keep like a consistent, a good pace throughout the race. So that's why you see then when people like starting to get away. I was like still worried that with my softs getting stuck, I would probably get swamped by those that go from mediums to soft. But luckily, I had still some life left, and maybe a bit luck with traffic behind, with the people having pitted being mixing it up with them. So I could then go with the pace and extend it, and then I would say I was safe. But there's so many people that can still drive decent lap times in Supercup, and I'm still think the top 10 is a tight battle. I mean, as I said, the tire degradation even for me separates people then a bit more, but it's at the front. It's still the pace is still really incredible. I mean, I would say like Leon, Alessandro, and Frank have like the monster pace, and then there's a few more people like Jason, like George and Sven. They're already having the decent racecraft that they can easily make a top 8 if they want to. So yeah, it's not that easy to get there, and if you maybe make a slight mistake, you'll get swamped by those that are just falling right behind. So it's really not easy to get there.
So, final question to end this, David. You are in P4 the championship after the results today, and how you see your performance in Super Cup this season, and how you see that for your future in GPVWC?
Well, my goal was, even after the mid-season team change to Multiforce, my goal was like kind of to keep 4th. I mean, I saw the promising side on the first half, where top 4 was kind of, I don't want to say easily, but with good pace, it was like reachable. And then I had that slump at Silverstone and Hockenheim, where I got into contacts and it crumbled a bit with the points. But even after that, I was like looking at 4th, you can reach that. And even though I still had some rounds where I got a bit unlucky, probably also self-inflicted. I should tell myself that. Probably should have been having more laps, but I saw like that Yannis and Pedro had like the pace that we were fighting for 4th. Maybe Sven if he had been driving more. But yeah, I'm still trying to get at 4th and more points for Multiforce as well. I don't know the standings, but at least secure maybe the place that we have. But I'm probably hoping to secure 4th in the final round. I mean, I'm sorry for Pedro. I mean, it's like laughing and crying. I was like saying I shouldn't be mean because he got turned around, but it makes it a bit easier probably for me in the last event. But we're both looking probably good maybe for the last round again. So yeah, I'll aim at 4th in the championship.
Okay, David Diant, thank you for being part of this interview. We give you good luck for the last round in GPVWC Super Cup that will be in Brazil, Interlagos, the Autódromo José Carlos Patti in São Paulo. We give the best of luck for you in 2 weeks. So, Ewan, let's words about the race today, and what do you think about Brazil for this last round in Super Cup?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think David summed it up quite nicely. There's so many people that are fast in this championship that even if Kintai and Bock tend to do the job up front, and Hammond you can put in that as well. You know, it's always an amazing battle in the midfield. Not even the midfield, from 4th down to the bottom. So yeah, going to be exciting. Interlagos is a fantastic racing circuit. Plenty of overtaking available there, as I'm sure you yourself would know. So yeah, really excited for it. Just quickly from me, last thing for you, happy birthday, Rodrigo.
Oh, thank you, Ewan. So, my birthday today. Thank you for people that giving me happy birthday. Oh, by the way, we need to finish this streaming, this broadcast in 2 weeks. Interlagos, Brazil, Autódromo José Carlos Patti. I thank you, Ewan Gale, to be part of the commentary. Thank you. I thank Szymon Frelik, Uga Buga, Simon Papuga for being part of the cameras today. And in 2 weeks, we are back to show the last round, the final round, the more exciting round, because we have a battle for the championship, the Drivers' Championship, with Woburn, not Woburn, his teammate, Leon Bock against Alessandro Quinteo. So in 2 weeks, we will see who will win the Super Cup Championship in 2020. I am Rodrigo Carvalho, and I see you guys in next time.